on the Rogues streaming network. Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of your Rogues, Brian Welch.
It is a beautiful Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Rubber game of this three-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues at Harry and David Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Thursday wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. The Medford Rogues 28-20 overall in the season, 6-14 in Pacific Empire League action. Yesterday, the Rogues dropping Game 2 of the series 10-5. Rogues dominated the first half, but the Rogues fell in the second half in that game. The Rogues gave up a 3-run seventh inning, but the offense was clicking all throughout the whole entire game. A big inning, especially in that fourth inning for you Medford Rogues, scoring 3 runs after the West Coast Kings scored 2 runs in that top of the frame. So Medford trying to secure their second league series in this 2025 campaign. And Medford trying to keep this offense moving. The pitching staff struggled a little bit in yesterday's game. Yesterday, the West Coast Kings sent out the starter of Cruz Van Slyke, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, gave up 4 runs and 5 hits. But that off-speed pitch was pretty enticing for you Medford Rogues as that drew weak contact. But Medford trying to keep their offense moving. And the defense, Medford struggled to get those outs, especially in that 7th inning, as Caleb Malloy, 6 innings pitched, gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 errors, no walks, and no strikeouts, but he drew weak contact throughout that whole entire time on the hill. Hayden Van Acker came in during the 7th inning, and then the wheels fell off the wagon, so to speak. And the West Coast Kings took advantage of that as they take Game 2 of the series, 10-5 at Harry and David Field. It is the final home game of this 2025 campaign. Also, it's a host family appreciation night, and also it is Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. Final game of this 3-game series from the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. West Coast Kings 15-19 overall in the season, 7-15 overall in Pacific Empire League action as they swung the bat well right out the gate in that first inning. Pair of singles off the bat of Daniel Polasek and Dario Fresci. They are in the lineup for the West Coast Kings. Watch out for them as they are going to be in that 1 spot and in the 3 spot in the West Coast Kings lineup. And we talked about the pitching staff for the West Coast Kings. Cruz Van Slyke, 3 2/3 innings pitched, got 2 strikeouts. Henry Souza came in, and Brady Spencer came in to shut down the Rogues offense. And it is Host Family Appreciation Night, and every player that is a part of a host family is going to be throwing out the first pitch, or the host family is throwing out the first pitch to that player. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You can catch that right now on the Rogue Streaming Network. I'd like to welcome you to the Rogues pregame show where I was able to sit down with head coach Kevin Olmstead with our one-on-one conversation, but also we get the chance to talk with Travis Finney. You got to hear from him a little bit earlier in the season. Yeah, a lot of news for Travis in the last couple of weeks. He's going to be going to South Dakota State in the fall, the future Jackrabbit. Get to talk with him as he's our Rogues player spotlight tonight in the Rogue Valley. Perfect conditions for baseball, 91 degrees, glacier blue sky overhead, and the wind, as usual, our good friend blowing into the ballpark. And how about this? All the players that have had host families in the Rogue Valley this summer, everybody's going to make an appearance right now. Let's throw it down to public address announcer Greg Roberts to talk about what's going on right now on your screen.
The host families will be throwing to the players they have hosted. So we always enjoy this moment in the season. We'll get everybody all lined out.
It is craziness right now. You might see this during Mother's Day during the spring, but in the summertime, every host family throwing out the first pitch to the respected player. Everybody on this team, everyone is part of this. Here we go. We send it down to Dave May.
These host families here, they don't make any money. They do this for free. They're fully volunteers. Let's give them a round of applause. We don't have a program without the host families. Now, this is an open tryout. See who's going to make the 2026 Rogues. So let's let it rip, everybody. Don't kill anyone.
And the first pitches come down the boulevard, and there are some pretty good arms in those host families. And everyone's going to get a hug and everything. I see David Case shaking the hand of Dylan Finelli. his host family, giving him a big hug. Hugs galore on the infield as we get ready to bring you the action. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. We are going to have the pomp and circumstance for you. Those two conversations with head coach Kevin Olmstead and Travis Finney are coming up right after the break. But before we throw it to break, let's take a look at the standings in the Pacific Empire League. And that is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Healdsburg's atop the league with a record of 20-4 as they were walked off yesterday on a walk-off grand slam courtesy of the Lincoln Potters. They sit in first place is the Healdsburg Prune Packers. In second place is those Lincoln Potters as they are 16-8 overall. Humboldt's in third place with a record of 14-8. West Coast Kings jumping up from yesterday's victory. They are 7-15. Your Medford Rogues 6-15. And the Solano Mudcats still in the basement with a record of 5-19. Let's quickly throw it to commercial break. We have those two conversations for you. First pitch at 6:35. It's the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. One final time at home in Medford, Oregon. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Well, back to the Rogues pregame show. We got to hear from Travis Finney a little bit earlier in the season, as this is our Rogues Player Spotlight in the Rogue Valley. Travis Finney joins us now. Travis, how are you?
I'm doing good, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my friend. It's been a lot of fun seeing you play this summer in the Rogue Valley, and you made the announcement last week that you're going to be playing at South Dakota State. What was that process like to become a Jackrabbit?
Yeah, it was a bit of a relief finally getting to let the coaches know and everything, but yeah, I had a lot of calls with my parents just to sort of figure out what's like sort of the best spot for me, and then end up deciding for South Dakota State. So a lot of very exciting for making that announcement too.
So are you ready for Long Johns and Frigidaire?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a taste of the cold weather in Yakima, but I heard that it's a little bit more colder this time. But we'll see how we do.
I know we were talking about this off air about you going to South Dakota State, but also for the baseball, but to experience American football. The Jackrabbits are pretty good in FCS.
Yeah, so I've been to a couple games at Washington State and UW when I was in Yakima, but yeah, I heard that it gets pretty serious down there, and I know that America likes their football as much as I feel like Australia likes their football too, but definitely a little different environment as well. The coaches, I had a Zoom call with the coaches and they showed me all the parking and all the sort of fan space that goes towards that football field, which will be pretty electric when I get to go and watch some of the games.
So when you were at Yakima, did you have opportunities to practice in the tunnels, like the indoor hitting facilities, kind of like what you might see at South Dakota State?
Yakima, we had a DBAT in the winter, so we went and I think it was maybe 10-minute drive from the school that we had access to, so we had all these full baseball facility inside. We did our indoors, like live at-bats, infield work, like hitting machines all throughout the winter break when it was snowing a heap outside, so that was good to have access to that sort of stuff.
And you've been playing with the Medford Rogues for a long time in this summer. It's good to see your dad at the ballpark. What was that experience to see your dad at the Lincoln Series? Because you have not seen him in 11 months.
Yeah, so I had no idea he was coming, and then I think it was the second game I was putting my stuff together, like finishing up all my clothes and everything, getting changed and everything, and then I see someone that looked pretty familiar with a camera sort of walking towards me, and then, it shocked me for sure. And then, it turns out he had a little work function at San Diego, and then I think he flew into Medford and then drove all the way down to Lincoln that day to watch me. And then, it was pretty exciting, pretty surreal feeling seeing him. I was sort of expecting my mum and my brother to show up because they surprised me last year in Yakima, but it was good to see Dad for sure.
And your dad is in the stands at Harry and David Field. How cool is that to have that support system at the ballpark, not watching on his computer screen all the way half across the world?
No, it's good. It's good to talk to him about just dad stuff, like asking what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. Just having that's personnel in the stands that can teach you or tell you what you can work on, what you can't, like what you've been doing well, and just having a chat after the games and everything, and it's been pretty sick.
And I know that we were talking about this when we first interviewed for the Rogues Player Spotlight. We are interviewing Travis Finney, and we want anything you want to work on before you go to South Dakota State?
I feel like it's just obviously work on everything. So it's just speed, power, arm strength. Just sort of probably get into the gym a little bit after these games. Sort of you have that sort of ability to not playing baseball, so you can sort of a little less stress on the body with lifting. So get bigger and stronger, so you can prepare yourself for the workouts that are coming at South Dakota. Because I know that's pretty full on. So looking forward to it.
And I know the first time I interviewed you, Travis, you gave a shout out to your mom, your dad. You forgot to give a shout out to the dog. You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my dog Pip. So hopefully she doesn't get too upset. But I'll get mum to tell her that, because mum was a little bit upset I didn't give a shout out to her. But I'll give a shout out to mum and my brother Hayden as well.
That's good to hear, my friend Travis. It's always a pleasure talking with you. Oh, before I let you go, what has it been like to be a Medford Rogue and play in front of this crowd at night in and night out?
It's been awesome. Like crowd never really played in front of like a crowd like this. Like every night they sort of seem to be a very large number of people around, and they're all cheering you and then chirping the other team. So it's been really exciting, especially with all the antics during the like seventh inning and all those like beer drinking things and all that stuff. Like all the activities that go on between the innings, it's been really an experience that I haven't experienced before, but it's been awesome.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend Travis. Thank you so much for hopping on the pregame show, and I'll see you later, all right?
Thank you for having me, Brian.
That is Travis Finney, as he's our Rogues Player Spotlight Part 2. When we come right back after this, we have that one-on-one conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead. It's the rubber game of this 3-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Welcome back to the Rogues pregame show. This is our one-on-one conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead. Coach, how are you? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, Brian. I'm doing really, really, really well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. We've had a couple of great conversations before we hit the record button, but tonight is the last home game of this 2025 season. It feels like it's been going by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it sure has. This summer went by quick. It was an extremely fun time. I love being out here coaching these guys at home. The fans have been tremendous. They have been everything that I could ever even ask for as a head coach, to have these guys' support, the community's support throughout this entire summer. Through the ups and downs, they kept showing up to baseball games, they kept cheering, and they kept being rowdy. So as far as fan appreciation week goes, I just want to say on my behalf, thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the fans that are watching online at the games consistently doing their thing. You guys are awesome. We wouldn't be who we are as Rogues Nation without you guys. So thank you very much.
And tonight, the Rogues are honoring the host families that were able to be a home for all these players this summer, even including me. How important is host families to summer collegiate baseball?
Oh, man, they're everything. Without host families, without the support, we can't have a baseball team. We don't have guys that are consistently in this area like Sacramento or the Potters, right? They get a lot of guys from Sacramento that they could drive there to their field, but we have to recruit out of state. We have to recruit a long ways from home. So we need host families as much as possible, and we carry a lot of guys on our team. And so the support with the host families is just so crucial for us, and we're just so thankful for those guys that are able to step up and host these players, and yourself included.
And it's been a lot of fun being in the Rogue Valley this summer with the great glacier blue skies overhead. Been a lot of fun being in the Rogue Valley. But last night, it was like a tale of two games. Good start, and then it was not the best way to finish. What did you think about last night's game?
Errors. Again, this has been the entire month of July. Errors lose us ball games. If we minimize the freebies, we're in a really good spot. But the reason why we have been losing games is we just simply are not. We're not minimizing those freebies. We're giving up too many errors. We're giving up too many walks, and so that's just the story of what's been happening the last few weeks.
I think I sound like a broken record, Coach. But how do you minimize that if this or in this part of the season?
Again, it all comes down to heart. It all comes down to concentration, preparation. Your pre-step is so important every single pitch. And if you're visually connected through everything, you're going to be successful. But if you're going through the motions, if you're just, dragging on, you're going to make those mistakes. And so that's what teaching these guys is so important about, is we have to continue to stride forward. We have to continue to pre-step properly, visualize properly, anticipate every single pitch is going to get hit at you, even if it doesn't. Those are so many important factors to this baseball game that so many people overlook, and it's showing.
And our conversations on the road in California, I did not know that you were a pitcher. I never knew that, but let's put your pitching hat on for a minute, Coach. You get to limit the walks, try to limit the hit by pitches, but what is that mindset when you're about to take the mound from your point of view, when you pitched way back in the day?
Yeah, conviction, man. I threw 80 miles an hour. And so what we tell our guys, my 8 years of coaching experience is what we tell our guys is 85 miles per hour with conviction is a whole lot better than 85 miles per hour without conviction. And so if you're a guy that throws 80 to 85 and you have that conviction, you are going to be so much better off than being timid, being scared, trying to locate instead of just doing it, competing your butt off instead of just trying to strike somebody out. It's so valuable to step on that mound and say, okay, my best versus your best, let's get it on, let's see what happens. And if he hits it, great. If he doesn't hit it, great. That's not what we're trying to do as pitchers. What we're trying to do as pitchers is just command and just compete your butt off with conviction.
And tonight is the last home game of this 2025 campaign. I asked you a little bit earlier this week about your favorite memory being at the ballpark, but favorite moment, it might be before the game or after the game. Do you have a favorite moment of this season?
They kind of all blend in together. Honestly, just throughout the entire season, just being with the guys, being with my coaches. These coaches did such a great job this summer, being here every single day. The players, bonding with these guys, helping them to become better players, better people. And so just throughout every single day of them just showing up, me just showing up, these coaches just showing up, that's a special memory that I'll always cherish. Some of these guys are fantastic kids, and all these guys are fantastic kids, and some of these guys I'm going to keep in touch with for a very long time. And so at the end of the day, that's why I'm doing this coaching job, right? It's not to make the money, it's not to make fame or fortune or whatever the case may be, but it's about connecting with these players and helping them become better men.
And Coach, let's talk about the final game of this 3-game series. Same situation you were over the weekend in Lincoln. How do you get the series victory tonight?
You already know my answer. Minimize the freebies, compete your butt off. We do those things, we're going to be successful.
And would that go for the keys to victory as well?
1,000%. But I do want to ask you, Brian, what is your favorite moments of this summer?
Well, I would say all the walk-off wins, but also doing these pregame interviews with you and Coach Corey Saracusa and, of course, assistant coach Ryan Otto, everybody doing all these pregame interviews and also getting to know the players, doing the Rogues Player Spotlight. That's probably some of my favorite memories, being here at the ballpark even before the gates even open, being able to get to tell these student-athlete stories and also get to tell your guys' stories.
That's awesome. That's a good response. We're going to miss you, Brian. We're going to miss you. See you next summer.
That's good to hear, Coach. Coach, have fun out there tonight. Oh, I have one more question. I know the fans are probably wanting me to ask you this. Are you going to get tossed tonight?
Oh, man. If the fans are rowdy enough and they want me to get tossed, I got to do it for the people, right? We'll see what we'll see what happens. Maybe Coach Coos's turn to get tossed tonight. We'll see.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend. Coach, thank you so much for hopping on the pregame show, and I will see you after the game, all right?
Absolutely. Go Rogues, baby.
That is head coach Kevin Olmsted. When we come right back after this, it is the final home game of this 2025 campaign. It's the rubber game between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. It is a Chamber of Commerce Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final home game of this 2025 campaign, and it's also the rubber game of this three-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues at Harry and David Field. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Welch. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Let's give you that starting lineup for the West Coast Kings, led by head coach Kyle Gross. Batting lead off at second base is Daniel Polasek. Batting second is the center fielder Joey DeMello. Batting third at short is Dario Freschi. Batting cleanup is the third baseman A.J. Martinez. Batting fifth at first base is Vince Vanderwall. Batting the sixth spot is the catcher Jake Lyle. He has 3 hits in the series. Peyton Richards, Kevin Ferrata, and Jaden Lee. 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for the West Coast Kings, and making his final start on the hill in a Medford Rogues uniform this season, the young man from Granite Bay, California, C.J. Recruity, 5.72 earned run average, 28 and a third innings pitched, 6 starts, as he gets the battle Daniel Polasek for the first time on this Thursday evening. One more time, the final time of this 2025 campaign at home. Pull up your favorite chair. Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air. And the first offering from C.J. Recruity is a ground ball to the right side. Taking on one hop is Travis Finney at second base. And the throw over to first is accurate for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the game. 6:37 is the time of first pitch. Glacier blue skies overhead. Not a cloud in sight. Perfect evening for baseball. 1 out, nobody on. Joey DeMello stands in. 1 hit in the series. So it's Polasek, DeMello, Freschi, Martinez, Vanderwall, Lyle, Richards, Ferrata, and Lee. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the upper third. 0-1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Joey DeMello. Give you that defense for your Medford Rogues in a little bit. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch home from CJ. Good curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to the righty of DeMello as Dario Freschi waits on deck. Round the horn from third base to first base, Isaac Hill, Ryan Severance, Travis Finney, Garrett Bardo. In the outfield from left to right for your Medford Rogues, Mason Perello, Trevor Smith, and Johnny Alley. 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. And behind the dish, catching is Chris Ortiz. Wind blowing into the ballpark on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch home from Recruiting. Breaking ball misses downstairs and out, ball 2. 2-2 to the center fielder of Joey DeMello. Calling the balls and strikes tonight is Chris Bevan. Over at first base, Kevin Rice, and Alex Chavez is the third base umpire. 2-2 from Recruiting. Fastball fouled off to that first base side. We'll do it again. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 hit so far for Joey DeMello. DeMello was the top of the order guy in yesterday's game. Went 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in his second at-bat, trying to get aboard. 1 out, bases empty. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 2-2, and he was hit by the pitch. I think he was hit by the pitch. And DeMello gets hit by a pitch for the second straight game. So he gets aboard with 1 out in the inning. 1 on, 1 out. Dario Freschi stands in. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Just getting started in the Rogue Valley. Final Thursday at the Ball Yard. If you joined us for the Rogues pregame show, you got to see all the host families throughout the first pitch to their respected player. Garrett Bartle holding the runner at first base. Breaking ball, finds it inside third, strike one. Good location there by C.J. Recruity. Recruity had his stuff last week against Lincoln, back in his neck of the woods. A guy who grew up in Granite Bay, California, just outside Lincoln. Had a lot of family cheering him on. 0-1 pitch on the way. Runner goes. The throw over to second base by Chris Ortiz, and the ball is going to escape into center field. But a good job by Travis Finney to track that one down. So Joey DeMello still second base, and that eliminates the double play ball. First stolen base of the evening. West Coast Kings only 180 feet away from scoring, just getting started in the Rogue Valley. Ones are wild to the lefty of Dario Freschi. Wind blowing strongly in the left field on this Thursday evening. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls it off down that third base side, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty of Dario Freschi. A.J. Martinez waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Perfect evening for baseball. We're going to be in Arcata tomorrow night, but that's going to be cold. It's going to be refreshing cold, but perfect temperatures, perfect conditions for baseball. And, of course, our good friend, the wind blowing into the ballpark. 1-2 pitch from C.J. Recruity. Fastball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. C.J. Recruity gets the fastball past Freschi. First strikeout for C.J. Recruity tonight. 2 outs and 1 on in the frame. And now A.J. Martinez stands in for his first trip of the evening. 2 outs and 1 on. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. And C.J. Recruity has the stuff so far this evening. Has a lot of great giddy up on that fastball. First on the way, breaking ball. Misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, A.J. Martinez. Martinez, a guy that is going to Cuesta College. Got award of a fielder's choice in game 1 of the series on Tuesday. 1-0 pitch, fastball misses downstairs. Chris Ortiz wanted to throw it over to second base, try to catch DeMello, but he did not. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty of A.J. Martinez. Vince Vanderwall waits on deck. Just getting started, top of 1. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. 2 balls, no strikes. DeMello at second base. That's going to be popped up in the air, and that's going to go out of play. Just goes to the right of us. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of A.J. Martinez. Talking with the coaching staff for the West Coast Kings. A lot of San Luis Obispo guys. Cuesta College and Cal Poly. Kyle Gross played down there, played at Cuesta College way back in the day. 2-1 pitch. The runner goes, a throw over to third base, and the tag is going to not be in time, says the third base umpire of Alex Chavez. Ryan Severns has his arms up in the air. Isaac Hill's like the ball was in the glove. So DeMello still second base and third base, putting the West Coast Kings only 90 feet away from scoring. That was a strike to the righty of A.J. Martinez. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild. And this inning, we've seen it already wild already. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about if he might get tossed tonight as a joke on that railing on that third base side. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crudy sets the 2-2 delivery. Ground bouncer to the left side. Taking on a 1 hop as Ryan Severns leaps at it to throw over to first base. And the throw's going to get away from Garrett Bardo. And that's going to drive a run. A.J. Martinez gets aboard on an error plus an RBI. So the West Coast Kings strike first in the rubber game of the series. So Martinez reaches on an error. So officially, is that going to be an E6? They're going to say an E6 already. 1 on and 2 outs in the frame. Left-handed batter of Vince Vanderwall from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo goes to work. 1-0 West Coast Kings out in front. First pitch line drive. That's going to be a roller into right field, and that's going to move people station to station. Martinez goes from first to second, and Vince Vanderwall gets aboard of a 2-out single. And you think about if that tag was applied, that tag was right on the money. If that tag was there, we would be out of the inning. But instead, it puts runners at first and second, 2 outs and an error.
Now batting the catcher.
Medford starting to face some adversity already in the rubber game. Now Jake Lyall goes to work now, one of the scariest hitters in the West Coast Kings lineup, the young man from LMU. The Lion of Lyall trying to keep this offense moving for the West Coast Kings. 1-0 is our score. 1 run on 1 hit so far for the West Coast Kings. An error for you Medford Rogues. First offering on the way. Breaking ball. Pours in for a strike on the inside corner. Strike 1. Lyall, the young man from LMU. And talking with the coaching staff for the West Coast Kings, they're very impressed about his discipline at the plate, but also how he can throw guys down. Throw guys out, I should say. Has a good arm. 0-1 pitch on the way. Hits that one in the air. Foul down that first base side. Strike 2. CJ Recruity in charge. No balls and 2 strikes, but coaching staff really impressed about how he's able to throw guys out from behind the dish. Wind blowing into the ballpark on this Thursday evening. 1-0. West Coast Kings out in front. Rubber game of this 3-game series. Recruity sets ahead 0-2, and the pitch. Fastball misses downstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of Jake Lyall as Peyton Richards waits on deck. Lyall got 3 hits on Tuesday night. Went 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch in yesterday's game. Had a pair of singles and a triple in Tuesday night's game for the West Coast Kings. 1-2 from Recruity. Fastball misses downstairs. Ball 2. Now deuces wild again. West Coast Kings looking for more in the rubber game. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2-1. Martinez at second base, Vanderwall at first. The ball's going to escape away from Chris Ortiz, and the runners of Martinez and Vanderwall advance to second and third base. Chris Ortiz was trying to track down the ball, and Chris Bevan, the home plate umpire, was right in the way. Now the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners in scoring position. Martinez at third base, Vanderwall at second base. Now the West Coast Kings trying to tack on more than 1 run in this inning. Early going at Harry and David Field at 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 3-2, fastball, strike 3 called on the outside corner, and the side is retired. 1 run across the plate on 1 hit, 1 error committed by your Medford Rogues, and 2 left in scoring position. A.J. Martinez left on at third base, and Vince Vanderwall left on at second base. A pair of strikeouts for C.J. Recruity in his final start in a Medford Rogues uniform this season. We head to the home half of inning number 1 right after this. West Coast Kings 1, Medford coming up. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
high school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Head to the home half inning number 1 at Harry and David Field. To give you that starting lineup for your Medford Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmstead in his first year as the skipper of your Medford Rogues. Batting lead off, playing in center field is Trevor Smith. Batting second is the catcher Chris Ortiz from Wichita State. Batting third is the shortstop Ryan Severns. Batting cleanup is the first baseman Garrett Bardo, the young man from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Batting fifth and right field is Johnny Alley. Batting the 6th spot is the young man from Grants Pass, Oregon. Troy Osborne, he's going to be in the DH role tonight. Batting 7th at third base. Another guy from Grants Pass, Isaac Hill, the young man from Oregon Tech. And the 8th spot, the left fielder, Mason Perello, the future Cougar, Washington State. On patrol left field. And in the 9th spot, the young man from Melbourne, Australia. You heard from him in the Rogues pregame show as our Rogues player spotlight. Travis Finney is going to be batting 9th. He's going to be at second base for this evening's contest. Jack Tews on the hill pitching for the West Coast Kings. Earned an average of 9 innings pitched in Pacific Empire League action as the right-handed pitcher gets ready to battle the lefty of Trevor Smith for the home half inning number 1. First pitch on the way, ground ball pulled to the right side. That ball is going to be picked up by the second baseman, Polasek, and he can't get the throw over to first base. And Trevor Smith gets aboard of a one-pitch single to begin the frame. Very reminiscent to what we saw on Tuesday night, the same exact thing. Trevor Smith gets aboard, 1 on, no outs. Chris Ortiz goes to work now. 1-0 West Coast Kings out in front against your Medford Rogues. And Chris Ortiz gets to battle it out with Jack Tews. So that starting lineup once again for your Medford Rogues: Trevor Smith, Chris Ortiz, Ryan Severance, Garrett Bardo, Johnny Alley, Troy Osborne, Isaac Hill, Mason Perello, and Travis Finney. First pitch on the way from the righty of Tews is a fastball that finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Chris Ortiz. 2 hits in the series. Recorded those 2 hits in game 1 on Tuesday night. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch from Tews. Breaking ball finds that inside corner, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to the righty to Chris Ortiz, I should say. Talking to Chris today, I said, hey, what do you want to work on with the last couple of games? You know what? Just got to get in the motions. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball misses outside to ball 1. And what he meant by that is just, you can think about it, but you have to attack it at the plate and prove. You just have to go out there and play. And the young man that's going to be reporting to Wichita State in the next couple of weeks, trying to get aboard behind 1-2. 1-0-2, 1 pitch, that's going to miss inside ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the righty of Chris Ortiz. Ryan Severance waits on deck. Yellow jerseys, white pants for the West Coast Kings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home from Tews. Fastball swinging to miss, strike 3, and Ortiz down on strikes for the first out of the frame. 1 on and 1 out. Ryan Severance stands in for his first trip of the evening. No, 1-0 West Coast Kings out in front. Give you that defense is backing up the starter of Jack Tews. Around the infield from third base to first base, Martinez, Freschke, Polasek, and Vanderwall from third to first. Lee, DeMello, and Richards from left to right. And catching tonight is the young man from LMU, Jake Lyall. First pitch on the way, fouls it off down that third base side as Ryan Severance, strike 1. Severance hit by a pitch in last night's game. He came in late, got aboard in that 9th inning. That was a crazy inning. And now what the Rogues wanted to see, a double play to close out game 2 of the series. So it's Martinez at third base, Freschke at short, Polasek at second base, Vanderwall at first base. Runner goes, and that fastball is fouled off down that first base side, out of play, strike 2. Ryan Severance behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The young man that is going to be going to UC Santa Barbara in the fall. Ryan Severance this season averaging .320 at the dish. The right-handed batter behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Two sets, and the 0-2 delivery. Runner goes, breaking ball misses up and in. The throw over to second base, and the tag is not going to be applied in time. Trevor Smith steals second base. And that's the first stolen base for your Medford Rogues. That eliminates the double play ball. Good job there by Trevor Smith. And what a great time Trevor Smith has had in the last couple of weeks. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ryan Severance. Garrett Bardo waits on deck. Conversation between Lyall and Tews. That conversation concludes. We go back to work once again. Ryan Severance behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. Medford trying to get a win to close out the home portion of the season before they hit on the road for the final 3 games of the regular season. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. 1-2, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. It's Severance down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for the starter of Jack Tews, and strikes out Ortiz and Severance with that high fastball. So 2 outs and 1 on in the inning. Garrett Bardo goes to work now. 1-0 West Coast Kings out in front against your Medford Rogues. Trevor Smith at second base trying to get himself across the plate. Now Garrett Bardo, a guy that is in this game in the cleanup spot. Guy that was a part of the game on Tuesday, the series I should say. Bardo went 0 for 4 on Tuesday night. Ground ball to left side, picking it up as Martinez, the third baseman, mishandles it. The throw to first base, and he's not going to get the throw over to first base. Garrett Bardo gets aboard of an infield single, and that's going to be an E5, so the first error committed by the West Coast Kings. 2 on, 2 outs in the inning. And now Johnny Alley stands in. Medford trying to cook offensively. All of 2 outs in the inning. Medford trying to generate some offense, trailing only by 1-0 against the West Coast Kings. And this is a big inning right now for you Medford Rogues. Johnny Alley, 3 hits in the series, trying to connect. First pitch on the way, a slice foul down that third base side. Strike 1. Wind blowing into the ballpark on this Thursday evening. Glacier blue skies overhead. Final time at home in this 2025 campaign, trying to close out the home portion of the season with a victory. Runners at first and second. And the strike 1 pitch home. Fastball. Sprayed foul down that third base side. Strike 2. Johnny Alley, 3 hits on the series, averaging .368 at the dish. Young man from Menifee, California. Always a great conversation with Johnny Alley. Always has a smile on his face during batting practice. Always a great conversation, talking about baseball and also talking about where he grew up at. The 0-2 pitch on the way, high and tight, and he's hit by the pitch. So Johnny Alley gets aboard to load the bases. Trevor Smith advances from second base to third base. Garrett Bardo goes from first to second. Johnny Alley gets to first base. So a single off the bat of Trevor Smith, a pair of strikeouts during the Ortiz and Severance at bat. Garrett Bardo gets aboard of an error. And Johnny Alley hit by a pitch. That brings up the young man from Grants Pass, Troy Osborne. 2 outs and the bases loaded. Home half of inning number 1. 1-0 West Coast Kings out in front against your Medford Rogues. Huge opportunity for your Medford Rogues to strike while the iron's hot. Jack Two's trying to sneak out of the frame. First pitch on the way. That's popped up first base side in foul territory. Tracking it down is Vanderwall. And Vanderwall's going to run out of room, and a kid on the grass berm is going to make the grab. He gets the foul ball. First foul ball on the grass berm on this final game of the regular season at home. No balls and a strike to Troy Osborne. Isaac Hill waits on deck for you Medford Rogues. Smith at third base, Bardo at second, Alley at first base, the 0-1 on the way. Ground ball up the middle, that's gonna go into center field. 1 runs in, rounding third, going towards home is Garrett Bardo. He's gonna score standing up. 2-run RBI single off the bat of Troy Osborne, and Medford takes the lead away in the rubber game. Good hitting by the young man from the University of Portland. Troy Osborne gets aboard of a 2-run single. Now Isaac Hill goes to work now. 2 runs across the plate on 2 hits. Johnny Alley at third base. All of 2 outs. We always talk about 2-out hitting, and the Rogues have answered the call so far in this first inning. First offering on the way to Isaac Hill. A fastball that finds the inside third, strike 1. Isaac Hill playing in his final game in a Medford Rogues uniform this season, averaging .303 at the dish. And last time we talked about Isaac Hill during the road trip, had that home run at Healdsburg at Rec Park, but also was trying to grow the mustache out once again. No balls and a strike. Breaking ball misses down and out, ball 1. And Isaac Hill shaved off his mustache, got some hits, even got a home run. I know that his girlfriend's listening right now, the track star from Oregon State. And she gets a kick out of that when we talk about the mustache on the air. 2-1 Medford out in front. 1-1 on the way. Fastball fouled off down that first base side, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the righty of Isaac Hill. And Isaac Hill, a guy that is a converted pitcher, has played at third base, has played in right field, has played in left field, has been in the DH role. Young man has done it all this summer. Behind 1-2, runner goes. Fastball, that's in the air, flared out. Down that right field line. Is that a fair ball? And that ball is going to bounce near that bullpen for the West Coast Kings. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Troy Osborne is halfway to third base. Rogues trying to implement that hit and run. We've seen that work well so far in the series. Trying to work with that at once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Johnny Alley at third base, Troy Osborne at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the pitch. 1-2, fastball misses down and out, 2-2. Deuce is wild. The right-handed batter, Isaac Hill. Two and two. Fastball, grounded foul down that third base side. We're going to do it again, still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talking about his favorite moments, hanging out with the guys, teaching them how to be better hitters, better pitchers. In the summertime, they can take away something before they go back to their respected schools. But also for me, it's been a lot of fun to get to know these guys, especially Isaac Hill. 2-2 on the way, hits that in the air. That's going to be a line drive, escapes away from the shortstop of Freshy. 1 runs in, RBI single off the bat of Isaac Hill. 3-1 at Medford, leading in the rubber game. Big hit off the bat of Isaac Hill. All with 2 outs in the frame. That ball was hit well, and the shortstop of Freshy trying to track that down. Could not make the grab. Now Mason Perello goes to work for his first trip of the evening. 3-1 Medford out in front. Final game at home in this regular season. Medford trying to close out the home portion of the season with a big W. And a win could multiply to 2, might be even to 3. First pitch on the way, fastball misses outside of ball 1. No ball, 1 ball and no strikes, I should say, to the right-handed batter, Mason Perello, the young man going to Washington State in the fall. I know that his mom and dad are listening on the Rogue Streaming Network back in the great state of Washington. I know the Mariners just got a big player from the Diamondbacks. 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking ball, that's fisted in the air, right center field, tracking it down is Polasek. Polasek goes back, and he makes the grab for out number 3 in right center. And the inning is over. 3 runs across the plate on 3 hits, 1 error committed by the West Coast Kings, and at 2 left on. It's Troy Osborne at second base and Isaac Hill at first base. Medford leads early, 3-1 against the West Coast Kings. We go to the second right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
It's a 3-1 lead for your Medford Rogues. We head to the second inning at Harry and David Field, a final home game of this 2025 campaign in the Rogue Valley. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. 7-8-9 due up for the West Coast Kings. Peyton Richards followed by Kevin Ferruta and Jaden Lee. CJ Recruity begins his second inning on the hill. 2 strikeouts so far. Backwards Ks for the young man from Granite Bay, California. Going to Harding University at D2, back east. Harding's a really good football school, but also a good baseball school. First offering on the way from CJ. It's a fastball, misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Peyton Richards. 2 hits so far in the series to the West Coast Kings. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, high chopper to the right side. Taking it on 1 hop is Travis Finney. The throw over to first base to Garrett Bardo is in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty. Kevin Ferruta goes to work now for his first trip of the evening. And special shout out to the Recruity family last week hosting the Medford Rogues at their house near Granite Bay. A lot of fun. Great barbecue, great hot dogs, great hamburgers. The brownies were really good last week. Ground ball pulled to the left side, picking it up as Isaac Hill. The throw to first base, and the throw's going to get away from Garrett Bardo. Rounding first, speeding towards second is Ferruda, and Ferruda is going to get aboard of a double, and that's going to be an error. Officially, that's going to be either an E5 or an E3. So officially, that's an error. The second error committed so far tonight by your Medford Rogues infield. 1 on, 1 out. As Jaden Lee goes to work now, 3 hits in the series. He stands in for his first trip of the evening. But shout out to the Recruity family for being great hosts and great food, and also being able to use the pool. Yes, I was thrown into the pool. Orlando Covarrubias and Troy Osborne lifted me in the chair, and they threw me into the pool. The water was nice, by the way. Fastball misses downstairs, and out ball 1. Jaden Lee, 3 hits in the series. Young man from UC San Diego. Guy who went to Marion Catholic High School. Had 1 ball, no strikes. Ferruda at second base. 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Finds the upper third, strike 1, says home plate umpire Chris Bevan. Last time we're seeing Chris Bevan this season. Chris Bevan's been a part of many games as an umpire at Harry and David Field. One's a wall out of the righty of Jaden Lee. Daniel Polasek waits on deck. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the righty, and that's going to usher a conference between Chris Ortiz and CJ Recruity. And this pause of the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones. Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Just saw one of the owners of Figaro's, Amanda, in the stands. Shout out to her. Don't forget, this weekend we have the watch party for you at Figaro's Pizza in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Tomorrow night's first pitch is at 7 p.m. Pregame show at 6:40. 2-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball pours in for a strike on the outside corner. 2-2. Good pitch there by C.J. Recruity, and that curveball and that breaking ball has been looking pretty good so far this evening. Ferruda at second base. Jaden Lee, the batter. C.J. Recruity, the pitcher. Wind blowing into the left field. 3-1. Medford out in front. Top of 2. 2-2. Good curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jaden Lee down on strikes. Third strikeout so far for C.J. Recruity, the young man from Granite Bay. 1 on and 2 outs. Daniel Polasek stands in for his second trip of the evening. 0 for 1 so far. And this has been a game that the Rogues have trying to find ways to get off the field, and they've done a good job. We talked about this in the Rogues pregame show. Caleb Malloy looked really strong on the hill. It's that first pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the upper third. 0-1. And now you think about how this game has gone on. C.J. Recruity looking really strong on the hill. Had no balls and a strike. Checks on Ferruda at second base and the 0-1 delivery. Fastball, right side. Tracking it down to his right as Travis Finney can't make the play. Rounding third, racing towards home is Ferruda. And the throw's not going to get there. RBI single off the bat of Polasek. And officially, they're going to score that an RBI single. So it's a 1-run lead for you, Medford Rogues. 3-2 is our score in the rubber game. So some infield woes for you, Medford Rogues already. 2 errors already in this game. 1 error in this inning. Not going to score that an error. Now Polasek at first base. Garrett Bardo holding the runner, all of 2 outs in the frame. Runner goes, fastball misses outside the throw over to first base. Try to get the runner, Polasek out. Polasek gets back to the bag safely, standing up. 1 ball, no strikes. The righty of Joey DeMello, hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Runner goes, the throw over to second base, and the tag is going to not be in time, says Alex Chavez. Travis Finney wants an explanation. Man. So that's going to be a stolen base there. Apologies for the Wi-Fi trouble. Keeping it going here on the Rogue Streaming Network. Brian Welch with you. 3-2 Medford lead against the West Coast Kings. Joey DeMello scored in his first AB. Stars and Stripes blown into the ballpark on this Thursday evening. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Fastball misses up at end ball 3. CJ Recruity had the same trouble in the first inning. Had a ground out in the first at bat. Hit by pitch. Strikeout. Martinez reached on air. Vanderwall reached on a single. Lyall struck out as that 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball finds that inside corner, strike 1. Good pitch there by CJ Recruity. You can definitely tell CJ Recruity wants to have an effective inning. His final start in a Medford Rogues uniform this season. I know that his mom and dad and sister and brother are listening right now. I know that CJ's girlfriend's listening right now back in Granite Bay. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball gets away from the catcher, Chris Ortiz, and Polasek's going to scamper towards third base. So DeMello reaches on a walk. So runners on the corners. 2 outs. And you think about how this game has gone on so far, you cannot let the West Coast Kings get another run across the plate. 3-2 is our score, Medford leading. First walk issued by CJ Recruity as Dario Freschi stands in. 0 for 1 so far tonight. First offer on the way, ground ball pulled to the right side. That's going to escape into right field. 1 runs in, rounding second towards third base is DeMello, and he's going to stop at third base. So an RBI single off the bat of Dario Freschi makes it a tied ball game in the second inning. All tied up at 3 apiece. And this has been an inning that CJ Recruity wants to jump back in the time machine for. So runners on the corners. The right-handed batter of A.J. Martinez goes to work now. Reached on there in his first AB. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside, a ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. To the righty of A.J. Martinez, reached on air in the first. Got the third base, but left stranded there. Garibaldo holding the runner of Dario Freschi at first base. Wind blowing into left field. 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking ball. It's going to be a strike on the upper third. The tag applied, and Kevin Rice, the first base umpire, said that tag was applied late. Rogues not getting any calls in the infield. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of A.J. Martinez, trying to settle down this offense of the West Coast Kings. 2 runs so far on 2 hits, 1 error. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 fastball, misses upstairs, ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Recruity sets, 2-1 delivery. Breaking ball bends in for a strike on that outside corner, 2-2. And once again, this has been the hill the Rogues have not been able to get across or get over. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners on the corners. DeMello at third base. Freschi at first base. All leveled up at 3 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Runner goes. Fastball liner in to right field. That's going to drop down for a hit. 1 runs in. RBI single off the bat of A.J. Martinez. And that's going to be another single that's going to be a double now for A.J. Martinez. So 3 runs across the plate in this inning. Makes it a 4-3 lead for the West Coast Kings. Now the pitching coach and a utility coach for the Medford Rogues, Ryan Otto, steps out of the dugout to have a conversation. Runners at second and third now. And this has been a trouble spot for your Medford Rogues. They've not been able to get that. When the deuces are wild, you can't get over the hump. So now Ryan Otto talking to everybody in the infield saying, hey, we can still get out of this inning. We have to minimize the damage. 3 runs have scored so far on 3 hits. And now Medford trying to find ways to get off the field. West Coast Kings have been prolific. This kind of is reminding of what we saw last night in that 7th inning when the Kings scored not once but 3 times to pull ahead in the game as Vince Vanderwall stands in. Vince Vanderwall goes to work now. 1 for 1 so far this evening. Runners at second and third, all of 2 outs in the game, in this inning, I should say. CJ Recruity trying to sneak out of the inning. First offering on the way, fastball, lasers in on the outer third, strike 1. A good pitch there by CJ Recruity. That fastball has been fun to watch so far this evening. Excuse me. And now okay then. The on-deck batter of Lyle was trying to check a look at the pitches of CJ Recruiting. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. A 1 fastball misses up and out. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vince Vanderwall, the young man from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Singled in the first inning. Got the second base with left stranded there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. Freshie at third base. Martinez at second. 1 ball and a strike. Fastball fouled off down that third base side. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty of Vanderwall. Jake Lyall waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. You do not want to see Lyall until the third inning. Trying to shut down the offense of the West Coast Kings. 3 runs across the plate on 3 hits. CJ Acrudi ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2 misses down and out. 2-2. And once again, this has been the sticky subject for you Medford Rogues defensively. Deuces Wild in the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the lefty of Vince Vanderwall. Freshie at third base, Martinez at second base. Wind blown into the ballpark, into left field on this Thursday evening. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-2 fouled off to the screen as Vanderwall spoils it. We'll do it again, still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch, 2-2, ground ball, pulled to the right side, taking it on 1 hop is Travis Finney. The throw over to first base to Garrett Bardo, and the throw is accurate for out number 3. 3 runs come across the plate on 3 hits, 1 error committed by your Medford Rogues, and 2 left stranded. Dario Freschi at third base and A.J. Martinez at second base. We go to the home half of inning number 2 right after this. 4-3 West Coast Kings out in front. Travis Finney, Trevor Smith, and Chris Ortiz do up. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the offense when we come right back after this. West Coast Kings 4, Medford 3. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Trails by 1 as we head to the home half of inning number 2 at Harry and David Field. Brian Watch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Travis Finney, Trevor Smith, and Chris Ortiz do up 9-1-2 in the Medford Rogues lineup. Jack Tews begins his second inning on the hill. Travis Finney 1 hit in the series so far as he gets to go to work now. A lead off the frame. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. First offering on the way from Tews is a fastball, misses outside of ball 1. Travis Finney, the young man from Melbourne, Australia. Got to hear from him a little bit in the Rogues pregame show as our Rogues Player Spotlight Part 2. Got to talk with Travis earlier in the season. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, right. Finds the upper third, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Travis Finney. And Travis Finney so far this season averaging .319 at the dish. Trying to keep this offense moving. Offense in the first inning, 3 runs across the plate. That's a line drive into left center. And Travis Finney gets aboard of a leadoff knock to begin the frame. Rounding first, he's going to go towards second base, and the throw is not going to be there in time. Travis Finney gets aboard of a stand-up sliding double, I should say, to begin the inning.
Now batting the center fielder.
One on, no outs. 4-3 is our score. West Coast Kings out in front. Now Trevor Smith goes to work, 1 for 1 as well on the evening. Travis Finney trying to dig for 2, and he digs for 2. Now the wind blowing into the ballpark as usual. Medium-sized lead for Travis Finney. Jack Toos trying to sneak out of the inning. Trevor Smith trying to keep this inning going. First offering on the way, scores for a bunt. Fastball misses down and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Singled and scored in the first inning. And man, what a couple of weeks he's had in a Rogues uniform, especially on that road trip in California. Looked really strong at the dish and also in the field. 1-0, tries to score for a bunt, and that's fouled off. Strike 1. 1-1 to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Trevor's grandparents and mom and dad are in attendance. I know that Trevor's brother, Austin's listening right now in Florida. Austin, a recent draft pick to the Toronto Blue Jays. Got to get Trevor his hat, Blue Jays hat sometime. 1-1. Scores for a bunt down that third base side. Charge it in as Martinez. A throw over to first base, and the throw is going to be in time. So a sac bunt pushes Travis Finney over from second to third, and that is the first out of the inning. Tying run only 90 feet away from scoring. Now Chris Ortiz going to work now, and you think about how the wind's blowing. A simple pop-up can tie the game, but Chris Ortiz looking for more. 2 hits in the series, 0 for 1 so far. Trying to keep this offense moving. 4-3 West Coast Kings out in front. Rubber game of this 3-game series. First offering from Jack Toos. Ground ball up the middle. That's a slow roller. Going to his left is Freshy. The throw over to first base. And the throw is going to be in time for out number 2. RBI ground out off the bat of Chris Ortiz. And we are all tied up at 4 apiece in the rubber game. So Ryan Severance goes to work now. 2 outs, the base is empty. All tied up at 4 apiece between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. And this has been a game that it's been a back and forth affair, and we're not even into the 5th inning yet. We're only in the 2nd inning. First offering on the way. That's going to be in the air, left center field. First pitch swinging by Ryan Severance. That ball is going to drop down for a hit. Rounding first, speeding towards second, and he's going to drop the tail hook at second base. A 2-out stand-up double for Ryan Severance. And this squad right now is going rambunctious in the home half of inning number 2. Big hit off the bat of Ryan Severance. This offense finding ways to strike while the iron's hot, and they are rambunctious tonight in the final home game of this 2025 campaign. Now Garrett Bardo goes to work. 2 outs and 1 on. First offering on the way. Line drive, hooks it foul. Buzzes the tower on that third base side. Strike 1. Garrett Bardo reached on air in his first plate appearance and scored. Trying to do the same once again. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Good crowd on hand for the final home game of the season. You can catch all the action on the Rogue Streaming Network in Northern California at the Arcata Ballpark. Strike 1 pitch on the way from Toos. Slider misses down and out, ball 1. 1-1 to the righty of Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo, a guy that grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a lifelong Pirates fan. Trying to get aboard of 2 outs and 1 on. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 ground ball pulled down that third base side, and Chris Bevan, the home plate umpire, says it was fouled. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the tall righty of Garrett Bardo. Perfect evening for baseball. You might know that the dimensions of the ballpark will give you that in a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Severance at second base, only 180 feet away from scoring. He's the go-ahead run. 1-2, runner goes. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's fouled off. We'll do it again. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's 325 down the lines in left and right field, 400 straight away center, and 407 in the gaps in left and right center. All tied up at 4 apiece between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Big opportunity right now for your Medford Rogues to strike while the iron's hot. All tied up at 4 apiece. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bardo trying to extend the frame. Severns with a big lead goes. 1-2, and he's hit by the pitch. Garrett Bardo gets aboard of a hit by pitch, putting runners on the corners, all with 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting the right fielder, Johnny Alley.
Now Johnny Alley goes to work. 2 on, 2 outs, all tied up at 4 between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Johnny Alley, a guy who was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Second hit by a pitch for the starter, Jack Tews. Jack checks on the runner, Ryan Severns at first base. First pitch swing, and that's going to be in the air. Slicing in the left field, going to his right as Lee. And he makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. 1 run across the plate on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left as it is. Ryan Severns and Garrett Bardo left on at second and first base. Third and at first base. We go to the third right after this. Beautiful evening for baseball. Stay right here. All tied up at 4 between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Jake Lyall leads off the third inning for the West Coast Kings, all tied up at 4 apiece between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues for the final home game of this 2025 campaign in the Rogue Valley. My name is Brian Welch, glad to be a part of your Thursday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. First pitch on the way from C.J. Acrutis, a fastball misses down and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Jake Lyall, followed by Peyton Richards and Kevin Ferruta. As that 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball that finds the upper third, strike 1. 1-1 to the young man from LMU, Jake Lyall, 0 for 1 so far this evening. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. 1-1, ground ball, pulled to the left side. Ryan Severns scoops it up at short. The throw over to first base to Garrett Bardo, and the throw is accurate for out number 1. 6-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty. All tied up at 4 between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Peyton Richards stands in for his second trip through the order. 0 for 1 so far on the final game of this 2025 campaign at home for your Medford Rogues. Infield playing deep for the Rogues. Wind blowing in on this Thursday evening. Glacier blue skies overhead, not a cloud in sight. Another Chamber of Commerce evening. First pitch on the way, breaking ball. Bends in for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Richards, 2 hits in the series. Grounded out to Travis Finney, the second baseman, in the second. 0-1 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. C.J. Acruti pulled the string on that. And now C.J. Acruti's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Fastball, pull to the right side. Garrett Bardo picks it up, and that's going to be a fair one. And Garrett Bardo steps on the square in time for out number 2. 3 unassisted for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down. Kevin Ferruta goes to work now for his second trip through the order. Ferruta reached on an air in his first AB. All tied up at 4 between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. We are in the third inning in the final game at home. First offering home from C.J. Recruity. Breaking ball does not bend in for a strike on the outside third, but it is going to be outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the DH man, Kevin Ferruta. Ferruta has played in the infield in this series. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kevin Ferruta. Jaden Lee waits on deck. Ferruta got a board with an error in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, fastball, almost check swing, and first base umpire Kevin Rice said he did go around on it. Ferruta had to jump out of the way because that almost hit him. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes in favor of C.J. Recruity, and now head coach Kyle Gross is going to talk with home plate umpire Chris Bevan. Conversation's cordial, and we go back to work once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of Kevin Ferruta. Right against right, wind blown into the ballpark. Infield playing deep, outfield playing deep and shifting to the right. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. C.J. Recruity, 4 Ks on the evening. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the third inning, right, the bottom half of the third, I should say. Troy Osborne, Isaac Hill, and Mason Perello duo up, all leveled up at 4 apiece. A chance to take the lead away. We'll be right back after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
New pitcher for the West Coast Kings as we head to the home half of inning number 3 at Harry and David Field. Nicholas Gudui takes over the reins from the start of Jack 2s, and this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. 6, 7, 8 due up for your Medford Rogues with Troy Osborne, followed by Isaac Hill and Mason Perello. The righty Troy Osborne leads off. First pitch swung on. That's popped up in the air. Right side of the infield, tracking it down is the first baseman Vanderwall, and Vanderwall makes the grab for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the frame. Osborne retired for the first out. Isaac Hill goes to work now. All leveled up at 4 apiece between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Jack 2s tonight. 2 innings on the hill, 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 error, no walks, and at 2 strikeouts. Guidry, the young man from Butte College, the road runner on the hill. Right-handed pitcher battles the righty of Isaac Hills. That first pitch on the way to Isaac is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Isaac Hill. 1 for 1 so far this evening. Isaac Hill, a guy that has had some moments in a Medford Rogues uniform this summer. A guy that was playing not in the infield, but was a pitcher. 1-0 on the way. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. One's a wild to the righty of Isaac Hill. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. It's been a lot of fun being at Harry and David Field. 1-1 on the way. Looping curveball misses up and in, ball 2. And going to the different places in the Pacific Empire League, especially last week in Healdsburg and Lincoln. This facility is probably one of the best facilities in the league, hands down. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Isaac Hill. And the pitch home from Guidry. 2-1 fastball, finds the upper third, strike 2. Counts even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason Perello waits on deck. Isaac Hill trying to keep this offense moving. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Shade starting to appear, especially as a big strip of that in left center and starting to go into center field. 2-2, that's hit in the air, knuckled into left field. Going back is Lee at the wall, drifting to his right, stops, and he makes the grab for out number 2. So Isaac Hill lets it fly, and that's not going to go for a hit, but Isaac Hill flies out for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down. Mason Perello goes to work now, all tied up at 4 in this rubber game of the series. Great evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. And you think about it, I asked head coach Kevin Olmstead this during pregame about your favorite moments at Harry and David Field, and I agree with his answer with all the fans. First one's on the way is a breaking ball that finds the upper third, strike 1 to the righty of Mason Perello. 0 for 1 so far this evening. I would say the fans are the best in Summer Collegiate Baseball. 0-1 on the way. Fastball, curveball almost hits Mason Perello. 1-1. Travis Finney waits on deck.
Missed it by that much.
It's been a lot of fun being in the Rogue Valley and being a local, so to speak, in the Rogue Valley. Being able to live in Phoenix this summer. 1-1 on the way. Fastball hits it in the air. Center field drifting back is going to be DeMello. DeMello's going to try to track that one down. That ball's going to drop down for a hit. Rounding first, speeding towards second. Mason Perello's going to kick it into third gear, and he gets to third base. A 2-out stand-up triple for Mason Perello. The future Cougar of Washington State gets aboard of a triple, and the go-ahead run is only 90 feet away from scoring. Mason Perello having a big hit once again. Mason Perello picks up his 3rd triple of the season. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings, all 2 outs, all leveled up at 4. First one's on the way is a breaking ball to Travis Finney on the outside third, strike 1. Got the tear from Travis Finney today during the pregame show. I know his dad's in the stands. I know that he's actually right in front of us, holding the camera. Strike 1 pitch to Travis Finney. Hits that in the air, center field. That ball is going to drop down for a hit. RBI single off the bat of Travis Finney. And we have a new ball game, 5-4, Medford out in front. Big hit off the bat of the Australian Travis Finney, bringing in Mason Perello. Now Trevor Smith goes to work for his 3rd trip through the order. 1 for 2 so far this evening. You think about how this game has gone on so far. It's been the hitting, and consistent hitting has been the key so far tonight. And we talked about this in games past. Hitting is contagious. 2 outs and 1 on. Rudy trying to deliver the throw over to first base, try to get the runner of Travis Finney out. Finney gets back to the bag with a head-first slide at first base. And one of the best touches right now for Travis Finney, he's wearing stirrups, black stirrups. You don't normally see that, but Travis Finney's brought the stirrups out this week. First on the way to Trevor Smith. There's a fastball. It locates on that inside corner, strike 1. And that's a call that the Rogues faithful not happy about. Trevor, a fan favorite, having the crowd back him up there. No balls, 1 strike. Travis Finney dancing around. Is that 0-1? Fastball again. Same exact location, strike 2. Sets a home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. 5-4, Medford out in front. 1 run on 2 hits in this inning. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Runner goes. Fastball misses outside. The throw over to second base, and the tag is not going to be there in time. The ball escaped away from Freshie. Travis Finney steals second base. Another stolen base this evening. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Big opportunity now for the Medford Rogues. The strike while the iron's hot. Now the wind not blowing as much as we saw earlier. Starting to see the shadows to appear. 5-4 is our score. Guidery trying to slow down the offense. Travis Finney over at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2, grounds it foul down that first base side. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Travis Finney at second base. Smith singled and scored in the first. Got aboard of had a sac bunt that pushed Ryan Severns over to third base. And now you think about how this game has gone on so far. My apology got moved actually. Got a sac bunt. That moved Travis Finney over. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Travis Finney left on at second base, and Medford takes the lead away. 5-4, Medford out in front. CJ Recruity gets another chance on the hill once again in the Rogue Valley. We'll be right back after this. Medford 5, West Coast Kings 4, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
high school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Commerce evening in the Rogue Valley. 5-4 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. We are brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. CJ Recruity begins his 4th inning on the hill. 4 Ks for the young man from Granite Bay, California. Jaden Lee leads off the frame, followed by Daniel Pulsick. And Joey DeMello, first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch there to begin the inning. If you're just now joining us on the Rogue Streaming Network, the Kings struck first with 1 run in the first inning, then 3 runs in the second. Medford answered back with 3 runs in the first, 1 pair of runs the second and the third. 0-1 pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 0-2. And CJ Recruity's in charge, no balls and 2 strikes. Jaden Lee 0 for 1 so far this evening. Struck out in his first AB in the second. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jaden Lee down on strikes. 5 Ks for CJ Recruity.
Now batting second baseman Daniel Polasek.
1 out and the base is empty. Daniel Polasek goes to work now. 1 for 2 so far this evening. Let's give you the out-of-town scoreboard that is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Humboldt is not playing tonight. Hildesburg taking on Lincoln at Rec Park. That's going on now. First pitch on the way is a fastball. Misses upstairs, ball 1. Lincoln walking it off last night in the home half, inning number 9 on a walk-off grand slam. A grand salami. 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Pours in for a strike on the outside third. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. One other game going on in Pacific Empire League action, and it's the Lincoln Potters out in front 5-0 against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. As that 1-1 pitch misses down and out, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty. Daniel Pulsick, RBI single and scored in the second. Grounded out to Travis Finney, the second baseman, in the first. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 2-1, that's in the air. Right field tracking it out is Johnny Alley. That ball's going to drop right in front of him. And Daniel Pulsek gets aboard of a 1-out single in the frame. So 1 on and 1 out. Joey DeMello goes to work now.
Now batting center fielder Joey DeMello.
You definitely know Ryan Severns and Travis Finney, the middle infielders, are thinking of turning 2. Now Joey DeMello, who's been aboard of a hit by pitch and a walk, stands in for his 3rd trip of the evening. So if Lincoln gets the victory against Healdsburg, that'd be a 17-8. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and out, ball 1. But if Lincoln could take that, if they can win tonight, that puts them in the driver's seat, but you have to have a little bit of help because Humboldt has the season series over the Lincoln Potters. Throw over to first base, chase back the runner of Polasek. Polasek gets back to the bag with a head to first slide. Still 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Joey DeMello. So the Rogues have the opportunity to play spoiler tomorrow night and in the weekend against the Humboldt Crabs. That 1-0 pitch again, thrown over to first base. Chase back Polasek. Polasek gets back to the bag safely. Wind still blowing into left field on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. We're going to be in the Redwood Curtain tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pregame show at 6:40. 1-0 on the way. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch there by C.J. Recruiting. Joey DeMello has gotten aboard a pair of times with a walk and a hit by pitch, scored in those 2 occasions. One's a wild runner at first base. Garrett Bartle holding the runner. Fastball outside the throw over to second base, and the tag is, it is going to be in time, I should say. Oh, my word. Polasek caught stealing at second base. 2 outs in the inning. Perfect play there. I was a little bit tongue-tied, but hey, good job there by Chris Ortiz gunning down Polasek at second base. Now Joey DeMello goes to work, is still there. 2 balls and a strike now. 2-1 pitch, that's tapped in the air, right side of the infield. Garrett Bartle going to try to track that one down. Foul territory. Garrett Bartle trying to make the play, and he can't haul that one in. So they're going to say officially an error from the official scorekeeper, B.G. Gould. So the 3rd error committed this evening. Garrett Bartle trying to make that play there. Infield playing deep, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And this has been the trouble part of an inning for the Medford Rogues, and especially for C.J. Recruity. Gets through the inning, but when it's 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs, this is where it gets a little bit treacherous. Right-handed batter, DeMello trying to extend the frame. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the base is empty. The pitch, 2-2, that's tapped in the air. Flare out to center field, tracking it down is Trevor Smith. That ball's going to drop down in front of him, and Joey DeMello gets aboard with a 2-out single in the inning. So DeMello gets aboard of a single, 1 on.
Shortstop Dario Freschi.
1 on, 2 outs. Dario Freschi goes to work. 1 for 2 so far this evening. RBI single in the second. Struck out in the first. Left-handed batter Freschi trying to keep this offense moving for the West Coast Kings. 5-4 Medford leading. First pitch from CJ. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Freschi. Dario Freschi, the young man from St. Mary's. Before this series, averaging .222 at the dish. Trying to cook offensively. 1 ball, no strikes. Recruity sets, and the pitch. 1-0. Fastball misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty of Freschi. Two balls, no strikes. 2-0. Curveball fouled off down that first base side. Strike 1. 2-1 to the lefty of Dario Freschi. A.J. Martinez waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. We are in the 4th inning, rubber game of the series. We've seen a lot of offense between these 2 squads in the early going in this one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch home from C.J. Recruity. 2-1 fastball. Bouncer to the right side, taking it on 1 hop. It's Travis Feeney at second base. A throw over to first. to Garrett Bardo, and the side is retired. 4-3 in the book. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error committed by your Medford Rogues, and at 1 left, Joey DeMello left on at first base. We head to the home half of inning number 4 right after this. Chris Ortiz, Ryan Severance, and Garrett Bardo due up. Medford trying to extend their 1-run lead. Can they do it? We shall see. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
It's a 5-4 lead for your Medford Rogues as we head to the home half of inning number 4 for the final home game of this 2025 campaign. Chris Ortiz, Ryan Severance, and Garrett Bardo due up for your Medford Rogues, 2, 3, and 4. Nicholas Grudy begins his second inning on the hill in relief for the West Coast Kings. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. Wind blowing in to left field pretty strongly, 10 to 15 miles per hour. As the right-handed batter of Chris Ortiz stands in for his third trip of the evening. First pitch on the way is a breaking ball. It bounces away from the catcher of Lyall. Ball 1. Chris Ortiz 0 for 2 so far this evening. A young man that grew up in Henderson, Nevada. Going to be going to Wichita State in the fall. Actually in 2 weeks. 1-0 on the way. Fastball in the air. Left center field going to his right is DeMello. And DeMello makes the grab for out number 1. Ortiz flies out for the first out of the frame. 1 out and the base is empty. Ryan Severance goes to work now for his third trip through the order. 1 for 2 so far this evening. 5-4 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. And you feel like this team is trying to have a breakout inning like they had in that first inning, scoring not once but 3 times in the first. First offering home from Gliding. Breaking ball, misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the tall righty of Ryan Severance. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. 1 ball, no strikes. Goody delivers. Breaking ball pours in for a strike on the outside corner. Strike 1. 1-1 to the righty of Ryan Severance. Ryan, who struck out in the first, doubled in the second, left stranded over at third base. 1-1. Fastball escapes out of the middle of Lyall. Misses outside. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Severance. Garrett Bardo waits on deck. We are in the home half of the 4th. Two and 1 from Guidry. 2-1. That's hit in the air. Left center field going back is DeMello. DeMello drifting to his right, circling, and he's going to make the grab for out number 2. So Severance flies out to center field. 2 up and 2 down. Garrett Bardo goes to work now. Base is empty. 2 outs. 5-4 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Garrett Bardo hit by a pitch in his last AB, trying to keep this offense moving. Medford only leading by 1 in this rubber game of this 3-game series. Trying to keep the offense moving. The momentum has been good so far. 5 runs on 7 hits in the final home game of this 2025 campaign. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Garrett Bardo. Strike 1 pitch. Breaking ball. Finds the outside corner, 0-2. Garrett Bardo, the young man, grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, trying to keep this offense moving previously at Sonoma State. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 0-2, taps that in the air. Center field going to his right is DeMello. DeMello's going to stop. He makes the grab for out number 3, and it's the DeMello inning. All fly outs to the center fielder for the West Coast Kings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded. We go to the 5th right after this. Still a 1-run lead for you Medford Rogues. 5-4, Medford out in front. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's a 1-run lead for you Medford Rogues. We head to the 5th inning at Harry and David Field, a final home game of this 2025 campaign. In middle of the order, due up for the West Coast Kings of A.J. Martinez, followed by Vince Vanderwall and Jake Lyell. C.J. recruited the young man from Granite Bay, California. Not 1, not 2, but 5 punch-outs in his final start in this 2025 campaign as he faces A.J. Martinez for the 3rd time on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. First offering home from C.J. Recruity. So the fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. A.J. Martinez in the cleanup spot for the West Coast Kings. Infield playing deep for you Medford Rogues. 1 ball, no strikes in the pitch. 1-0, breaking ball. Pours in for a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Martinez in his last AB got aboard with an RBI double, left stranded at second base. Reached on air in the first, left stranded at third base. 1-1 line drive, and that's going to be pulled a foul. Down that third base side, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of A.J. Martinez. Now the sun's about to set in the Rogue Valley. A lot of shadows starting to appear, especially in left field. Mason Perello is in the shade. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the pitch. 1-2, fastball misses upstairs, 2-2. A lot of shadows right now in left field. Mostly right field is still blanketed by the sun. That's where Johnny Alley's at right now. Has the shades on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hits it in the air, pops it up right side of the infield. Tracking it down is Garrett Bardo, drifting to his left. Garrett Bardo makes the grab for out number 1. Martinez pops out for the first out of the frame. Now Vince Vanderwall goes to work. 1 out, the base is empty. 5-4, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Rubber game of the series. Vince Vanderwall, the young man from Cal Poly. San Luis Obispo, I have to say that I know with us going to Humboldt tomorrow night, there's a school down in Arcata called Cal Poly Humboldt. First pitch on the way, fastball misses outside of ball 1. If you've been around the block once or twice, you might remember Cal Poly Humboldt as Humboldt State. My father, Richard Welch, you heard from him last week. 1-0 pitch. Curveball hits it in the air, skying into left center. Drifting to his right is Trevor Smith on the run. He makes the grab for out number 2. So Vanderwall flies out for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down. 5-4 Medford out in front. Jake Lyall goes to work now. Base is empty.
Jake Lyall.
And Richard Welch went to Humboldt State way back in the day in the Redwood Curtain. So Cal Poly Humboldt. There's Cal Poly San Luis Obispo where Vanderwall is going to. Jake Lyall, the young man from LMU, stands in for his third trip of the evening. 0 for 2 so far tonight. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses downstairs. Ball 1 as it escapes away from Chris Ortiz. But also don't forget about the other Cal Poly in Pomona. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, breaking ball, pulled a foul down that third base side, strike 1. And if you are a big fan of the Rose Parade, you might see the Cal Poly float during the parade, and it's built by students from all 3 campuses, from Humboldt, San Luis Obispo, and Pomona. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball escapes away from the catcher of Chris Ortiz. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Jake Lyall. Infield starting to shade to the left now for you, Medford Rogues. Lyall, 3 hits in the series. Recorded all those hits in Tuesday night's game. 2-1. Fastball right down the boulevard, strike 2. Good pitch by C.J. Recruity. And this is C.J. Recruity's spot that he's had some of the most trouble so far. Deuce is wild, bases empty. Wind blowing into left field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the delivery to Lyall. 2-2, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 3. 6 Ks for C.J. Recruity. He walks off the hill with some swagger. C.J. Recruity gets out of the frame. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded. We head to the home half of inning number 5 right after this. Johnny Alley, Troy Osborne, and Isaac Hill do up. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Medford 5, West Coast Kings 4 as we head to the home half of inning number 5 at Harry and David Field. My name is Brian Welch. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Johnny Alley leads off the frame, followed by Troy Osborne and Isaac Hill. Nicholas Grudy still is on the hill for the West Coast Kings in relief for the starter of Jack Tews. And Medford right now trying to have a breakout inning. Can Johnny Alley do that as he leads off the frame? Johnny Alley 0 for 1 so far this evening with a hit by pitch. And the first offering home from Goodry is a fastball, misses up and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Johnny Alley. Young man from Menifee, California. We might get Johnny Alley on for the Rogues pregame show when we're in Arcata. 1-0 on the way. Good curveball swing and a miss, strike 1. Lefty of Johnny Alley flew out to left field to close out the second inning, hit by a pitch and scored in the first. 1-1. Fastball hits that one in the air. Shallow right center field, tracking it down to second baseman Polasek. And Polasek robs Johnny Alley in the outfield. So Johnny Alley flies out for the first out of the frame. Troy Osborne goes to work, 1 out, the base is empty. And you think about how this game has gone on so far, you have to find ways to keep this offense moving. And Troy Osborne, two-run single in the first inning, popped out to lead off the third inning. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight. 5-4 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Infield playing deep for the Kings on this Thursday evening. First offering on the way. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the tall righty of Troy Osborne, the young man that grew up in Grants Pass. I know that his mom and dad are in attendance. They're going to be in attendance during the Humboldt Series. 1-0 pitch. Skips across in the dirt. Out of play. Or outside, rather. Ball one. And also, we're going to try to get Travis Osborne on in Arcata. That's right. Travis is a lot of fun to work with during the Humboldt Series. 1-1 on the way. Knuckles that in the air, foul down that first base side. That ball is going to land on the grass berm. Strike two. So we'll get Travis on during the broadcast during the weekend series against the Humboldt Crabs. Medford trying to play spoiler in the final series of the regular season. One-two, check swing. Lyall wants to swing, and he did go around on it. Troy Osborne not happy about that call. And Troy Osborne's going to go back to the dugout, and the Rogues faithful not happy about that either. So that's it. Is the first strikeout for the reliever, Nicholas Goody. So Isaac Hill goes to work now. 2 outs, the base is empty, 2 up and 2 down. Third baseman 1 for 2 so far this evening. RBI in the first inning. Flew out to left field, I should say. In the third now, head coach Kevin Olmstead is pointing at something in the bullpen. So what's going on here? So now head coach Kevin Olmstead talking with the bullpen. What's going on here?
Attention out on the berm. The trees, don't touch them. Because if you break them, mom and dad will have to write a $130 check to the
So now what's going on here? Now Chris Bevan's going to bring in Alex Chavez. And now craziness. So Alex Chavez talking with Chris Bevan. What's going on here? So what's going on here? So no signal to an ejection. Okay then. All righty, craziness. Last game of the season at home. 2 outs and the base is empty. Isaac Hill goes to work. 1 for 2 so far this evening. First offering on the way. Breaking ball. Finds the outside corner. 0-1. No balls and a strike to Isaac Hill, the young man from Grants Pass. Trying to keep this offense moving for your Medford Rogues. The Rogues scored 3 times in the first, once in the second, and the third. Held scoreless for the first time in the fourth inning, trying to not have the second straight inning of someone of the Rogues not getting a run across the plate. That 0-1 pitch misses down and out, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Isaac Hill. No hits in the series, making his debut. Has 1 hit already. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, hits that one in the air, left center field. That ball is going to drop down for a hit. Isaac Hill has 2 hits on the seat in the evening, and he gets aboard of a 2-out single to continue the frame. And that's a good hit off the bat of Isaac Hill. Another big swing for the young man from Grants Pass. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the home half of the 5th inning. And this is a big inning right now for your Medford Rogues to find ways to keep this offense moving. First offering on the way to the righty of Mason Perot. A breaking ball misses down and out, ball 1. Isaac Hill dancing around over at first base, trying to test the catcher of Lyall. Mason Perello 1 for 2 so far this evening. Mason Perello having a huge triple that changed the trajectory of that inning. A 2-out triple, trying to produce the same now. Head 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, fastball hits that in the air. Center field going back is the center fielder of DeMello. DeMello circling to his left, and he makes the grab in the shadow, and that's going to be the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. One left. Isaac Hill left on at first base. We'll go to the sixth right after this. 5-4, Medford out in front. We'll find out what happened at the bullpen for your Medford Rogues when we come right back after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
Or college. Know your role.
You can be a player,
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
they have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We head to the top half of inning number 6 at Harry and David Field. 5-4, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. My name is Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. CJ Recruity stays on the hill for you, Medford Rogues. Not 1, not 2, but 6 punch-outs from the young man from Granite Bay, California. He just made his announcement last week. He's going to be attending Harding University as the righty's getting his warm-up tosses in at the moment. 7, 8, 9 due up for the West Coast Kings of Peyton Richards, followed by Kevin Ferruta and Jaden Lee. We are brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Big opportunity for your Medford Rogues to sneak out of the inning and have an effective inning defensively.
Right fielder Peyton Richards.
So Peyton Richards leads off the frame. 0 for 2 so far this evening. Trying to keep this offense moving for the West Coast Kings. 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for the West Coast Kings. Evening up the series last night with a 10-5 victory to force the rubber game. Right against left. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the middle third. 0-1. No balls and a strike to the lefty of Peyton Richards. No balls and a strike. Fastball hits it in the air down that left field line, and it's going to trail out of play. Strike 2. CJ Recruity's in charge. No balls and 2 strikes. So we get an official ruling on what happened in the bullpen. Previous inning, ground ball pulled to the right side, picking it up as Travis Finney. Throw over to first base is in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out during the Peyton Richards at bat. Kevin Ferruta goes to work now, but actually it is Ben O'Rourke taking over the duties in the DH role. So Ryan Edwards has been tossed out of the game. Wasn't him, he was just the fall guy, according to Dave May, the president of the Medford Rogues. So Ryan Edwards has been tossed out of the game. We'll get more information about that after the game. And we'll have that for you on the Rogues pregame show tomorrow evening at the Arcata Ballpark. 1 out, and the base is empty. O'Rourke swings the first pitch he sees. 0-1. No balls and a strike to Ben O'Rourke. Ben O'Rourke has been a part of this series so far for the West Coast Kings. O'Rourke actually had a hit in yesterday's game. 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball misses outside, says the home plate umpire Chris Bevan. 1's a wild to the righty at Ben O'Rourke. Kevin Ferruta finishes the series 0 for 1 with an error. Got aboard with an error and scored in the second inning. 1-1 pitch, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 2. Now CJ Recruity Had 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2. Breaking ball misses inside 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ben O'Rourke, young man from Los Medanos College. A lot of guys from LMC in Pittsburgh, California. Did a football game at LMC last fall for Klinga College. Great, it's a beautiful campus in the East Bay. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw over to first base by Chris Ortiz is in time for out number 2. So a touchdown and strikeouts for CJ Recruity this evening. And now we have a new hitter coming in.
Number 26, Andrew Wilford.
So Andrew Wilford, the young man from Kentucky, goes to work now, replacing Jaden Lee. Jaden Lee will finish 0 for 2 tonight, a pair of strikeouts. If you just now joined us on the Rogue Streaming Network, we had a little bit of an incident during the previous inning involving the third base umpire of Alex Chavez and the bullpen of the Medford Rogues. Ryan Edwards has been tossed out of the game, and according to Dave May, it wasn't him. He was just the fall guy. First pitch on the way is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Andrew Wilford, 0-1. Swings and misses at that one, strike 2. Good pitching there by CJ Recruity. And Recruity has had a lot of fun. You think about that outing last week on Friday night at McBean Stadium. Over 30 people watching him pitch, family members, his grandma, mom and dad, brother and sister, girlfriend's parents. Everybody was there to see CJ pitch last week in the Sacramento Valley. 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside of ball 1. And you like how CJ has a lot of composure. And you think about how CJ has pitched throughout this whole entire season. It's been that good breaking ball and that lethal fastball. CJ had 1 ball and 2 strikes and the pitch. 1-2, hits it in the air, taps it into left field, tracked it down as Mason Perrello makes the diving grab. And he said that ball would hit the ground first. So Wilford gets aboard of a 2-out single. So that continues the frame. 1 on and 2 outs.
Now batting second baseman
Daniel Polasek goes to work now for his 4th at-bat of the evening. 2 for 3 so far tonight. And you think about how this game has gone on so far, you have to limit the base runners. And right now, 5 West Coast Kings have been left on. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, once in the 4th. No double plays haven't been turned yet, but we don't have to do a double play. First pitch swing, and that's slicing in the air. Left center field, tracking it down, circling to his left as Mason Perrello stops, and he makes the grab for out number 3. And at the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Andrew Wilford left on at first base. We head to the home half of inning number 6 right after this. 9-1-2 due up for you Medford Rogues. Travis Finney followed by Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz. Medford trying to extend their lead. Can they do it? We shall see. Final game at home in this 2025 campaign at Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents,
Community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
We head to the bottom half of inning number 6. New pitcher coming in for the West Coast Kings. Cale Lumbert is in relief of Nicholas Goudry, and this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. 3 innings on the hill for Nicholas Goudry. Only gave up 1 run and a couple of hits and a couple of strikeouts for him. No walks issued. Actually, my apologies. 1 run on 3 hits given up by Nicholas Grudy. And once again, this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. And also, before the end of the season, I want to say special thanks to all our corporate partners that make the Rogue Streaming Network possible, especially Figaro's Pizza, Know Your Role, David Case at Windermere Realty, and as well as Rogue Reed and CM. And don't forget about KTVL 10 and Holt Homes, all those partners that make us sound great on the Rogue Streaming Network. Thank you to what you do all season long. We'll have a big thank you on Sunday evening, but if I don't get to that on Sunday, I want to say special thanks to you as Jackson singing Sweet Caroline to the crowd at Harry and David Field. 9-1-2 due up for you Medford Rogues. Travis Finney followed by Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz. Now Travis Finney, the young man from Melbourne, Australia, 2 for 3 so far this evening. Kel Lumbert from Chico State. A lot of Chico State guys as that first pitch on the way. Escapes out of the reach of Lyall. Ball 1.
Now pitching for the West Coast Kings, number 23, Cale Lumbert.
5-4, Medford out in front. Rubber game of this 3-game series. Medford trying to end the home portion of this 2025 campaign with a positive 1-0 on the way to Travis Finney. Fastball that locates on the outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Travis Finney. Travis Finney doubled and scored in the second. RBI singled in the third. 1-1 on the way. Pulls a ground ball to that right side, and it's going to go out of play. But it is the last home game of this 2025 campaign. And one of the best crowds you've seen so far this season. All the home games we've had so much fun. 6 fireworks shows throughout the whole entire season. A lot of fun. And also having 4th of July on a Friday night. 1-2 on the way. And Travis Finney's hit on the helmet. And Travis Finney's going to take his base, lead off the frame of a hit by pitch. 1 on, no outs. 5-4 Medford out in front. Trevor Smith goes to work now. 5-4 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. And Trevor Smith is having a big cheering section. His grandparents, his mom and dad, brothers listening back in Florida. Shout out to Austin. Now the left-handed batter, Trevor Smith, goes to work. 1 for 3 so far this evening. Singled and scored in the first. Struck out and got aboard of a sac bunt as well. First offer on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the young man from El Cajon, California. And you talk about guys who've had a great July. Trevor Smith is one of the guys that has had a great July as he fists that one in the air, and that's going to go on the grass berm on that first base side. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trevor Smith. But he had his first home run in California against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. 1-1 runner goes, ground ball, pulled a foul, bouncer down that first base side. And come on, Coach. Coach Corey Saracusa, a great infielder at Oregon Tech, trying to make the play on a hop, but he could not make the play. I know Coach Corey Saracusa might have something to say about that after the game, but I know that his mom and dad are listening back home on the island in Hawaii. Shout out to Mama Saracusa listening, and also Mr. Saracusa. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Chris Ortiz waits on deck. Lights are turned on for the final time of this 2025 campaign at home. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2 misses down and in for ball 3. Almost hits Trevor Smith. The ball escaped away from the catcher of Lyall. So we're going to say that's ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and it's been a crazy one. Now the coaching staff for the West Coast Kings saying, hey, we got to get somebody warmed up now. As that airplane's flying overhead, not landed at the Medford airport, but you can tell that the contrails are going from north to south. Just a comfortable evening in the Rogue Valley. What a great season we've had so far. Counts full, 3-2. Ground ball pulled to the right side. Goes into right field. Rounding second, speeding towards third is Travis Finney. And the stop sign's put up by head coach Kevin Olmstead. A single off the bat of Trevor Smith. His 6th hit in the series. Big hitting off the bat of Trevor Smith. Runners on the corners now. And now the head coach for the West Coast Kings, Kyle Gross, having a conversation with his pitcher of Cale Lambert. And we have a new pitcher. We'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. Runners on the corners, 1 out, and nobody out, I should say. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Oh, my apologies. They was just a conference on the hill, actually. Runners on the corners, bottom half of inning number 6. Now Chris Ortiz trying to find a way to keep this offense moving. 5-4, Medford leading. Wind blowing softly into left field on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Travis Finney at third base, Trevor Smith at first. Ortiz trying to get his first hit in this game. Throw over to first base. So after that high pitch, the ball is going to hit Trevor Smith. Travis Finney's going to score, staying up. The throw to third base, and the tag is not going to be there in time. 1 run's going to score on the air. So Trevor Smith's going to get to third base. Travis Finney scores from third base. And officially, they're going to say an E6, so another error committed by the West Coast Kings already. So a 6-4 lead for you Medford Rogues. First run scored since the 3rd inning. 1 ball and no strikes. The righty, Chris Ortiz. Fastball finds that outer third, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. You think about how this game has gone on so far, you have to keep the bases busy. And Chris Ortiz trying to bring in his roommate for the summer, Trevor Smith. That ground ball pulled to the left side, and that ball is going to be fouled. And head coach Kevin Olmstead wanted to make the play. And a great conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead talking about how he was a pitcher. 80 miles per hour, that was his top speed as a pitcher. And think about that. Kevin Olmstead, a guy who likes to lay down bunts. And coach was a pitcher. 1-2 on the way. Ground ball, pull to the right, that left side again. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trevor Smith at third base. 1 run on 1 hit so far in the inning. And Ortiz behind 1-2. And a perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. 2-run lead for your Medford Rogues. Infield closed in. The 1-2 on the way. Looping curveball misses up and in. 2-2. And you think about how this game has gone on so far. You find ways to strike while the iron's hot. And Medford has found ways to strike throughout this whole entire evening. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 2-2. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 3. Counts full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Counts full, 3-2, and the pitch home. 3-2 fastball in the air, right field going to his left is Richards. Richards on the run, makes the grab, tagging from third base is Trevor Smith, and he's going to score standing up. A sac fly off the bat of Chris Ortiz makes it a 3-run lead. 7-4, Medford out in front. Oh, that is the first out of the frame, but a 2-strike sac fly brings in Ryan Severns. 1 out, base is empty. Fly trying to join the broadcast now, the Rogue Streaming Network. This being the final game, everyone's going to be honored. That works at Harry and David Field as that first pitch on the way is a breaking ball. It finds the inside corner, 0-1. And in the end of the 7th inning, we are going to keep the crowd mic on. 0-1 on the way, misses down and out, ball 1. So you can listen to the festivities that happen in between the inning. Then I got to run down to the field, 1-1. Ground ball pulled foul down that third base side, strike 2. And if you know me, I don't run. You know, I jog. I think my parents might be laughing at me right now. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of Ryan Severns. And he's hit by the pitch, and Ryan Severns takes the base with 1 out in the inning. Second time Lambert has hit a guy in this inning.
Now batting the first baseman, Garrett Bardo.
So now Garrett Bardo goes to work, 1 out and 1 on. Medford trying to have that big inning. We've been talking about that big inning. 2 runs have scored so far in this inning. And you've heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead, 2 or more runs is a big inning. We've talked about that in games past, especially in May and June. Now Garrett Bardo stands in for his 4th trip through the order. 0 for 1 so far, reached on an air and got hit by a pitch. Fastball, high and tight, ball 1, almost hit Garrett Bardo. So far this evening, Rogues have been hit not once, not twice, but 3 times. That's a swing and a miss, strike 1 with the fastball. Travis Finney was hit by a pitch. Ryan Severns was hit by a pitch. Johnny Alley was hit by a pitch. So everyone's getting the love tonight. 1's a wild. The throw over to first base. Chase back the runner, Ryan Severns. Severns gets back to the bag safely for a head-first slide. 1-1 on the way. Fastball misses high and tight, ball 2. 7 p.m. first pitch tomorrow night from the Arcata Ballpark. Pre-game show at 6:40. Medford trying to play spoilers in the final weekend in the regular season. 2-1 on the way. Misses down and out, ball 3. And Medford right now trying to keep this offense moving. Humboldt and Medford squaring off for the final series of the 2025 campaign, starting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. First pitch, pregame show at 6:40 on the Rogue Streaming Network from the Arcata Ballpark. 3-1 on the way. Fastball is going to be a strike, says the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. That's a very generous call by Chris Bevan. Kings can still get out of the inning with a double play. You know, Polasek and Freshy are thinking of turning to the middle infielders. And the Rogues faithful not happy about that call. The Kings faithful are going to be interesting tomorrow. 3-2 on the way. That's going to be a roller into right center. Rounding second, speeding towards third is Ryan Severns. Garrett Bardo's going to dig for 2. He's going to slide into second base. A 1-out sliding double for Garrett Bardo puts runners at second and third. Big hit off the bat of Garrett Bardo. And now a pitching change is going to happen for real. Now a new pitcher coming in. All of 1 out in the frame. Runners at second and third. 7-4 Medford leading. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Lights are turned on at Harry and David Field. Just a perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. New pitcher coming in for the West Coast Kings. It is Kai Lorenzo, the young man from William Jessup. And this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Cale Lambert going only a third of an inning strong. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 error, no walks, and at 2 strikeouts. The young man from William Jessup takes over the reins of Kai Lorenzo. Runners at second and third, Lorenzo and Herentz, with Ryan Severns at third base, Garrett Bardo at second base. If you just now joined us on the Rogue Streaming Network, Travis Finney led off the frame and got hit by a pitch. Trevor Smith got aboard of a single, sac fly off the bat of Chris Ortiz that brought in Travis Finney. Ryan Severns got aboard of a hit by a pitch. He's at third base, and Garrett Bardo got aboard of a double. Now Johnny Alley goes to work now for his 4th at-bat of the evening. 0 for 2 so far for hit by pitch on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. All of 1 out in the inning. Infield closed in for the West Coast Kings. First pitch on the way is a fastball. It misses outside, ball one. And this Rogue squad right now playing loose, and they're having fun. That's the objectives of summer ball, you know. It's more than the wins and losses. 1-0 on the way, misses down and out, ball two. But it's having fun, it's improving, it's making yourself a better player or broadcaster in this case with me. Improvement is the key. 2-0 pitch on the way from Lorenzo. That's hit in the air, sky high into left field. New left fielder Wilford's going to camp under it, and left field makes the grab. Tagging from third base is Ryan Severance, and the throw's going to keep Ryan Severance at bay at third base. So a fly out off the bat of Johnny Alley brings up Troy Osborne. Osborne 1 for 3 so far this evening. 2 on, 2 out. 7-4 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. And I cannot believe we are at game 50. Heard me right. Game 50 of this 2025 season. 51, 52, and 53 going to happen at the Arcata Ballpark. Breaking ball, fouled off. Goes to the right of a strike one. Osborne, 2-run single in the first, flew out the left field, 2-run single. Popped out in the third to lead off the frame, struck out in the fifth. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. 0-1, breaking ball misses down and in, ball one. It's going to be a lot of fun to be in the Redwood Curtain tomorrow, but it's been a lot of fun being at Harry and David Field this season. It's been a lot of fun meeting you and talking with you guys. Having a lot of fun. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. And interacting with you, having fun, talking with you guys all over social media or in person. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball misses down and out, ball two. Deuces wide to Troy Osborne. Isaac Hill waits on deck. 7-4 Medford leading. Runners at second and third. Ryan Severance at third base. Garrett Bardo at second. 2-2 from Lorenzo. 2-2 breaking ball. That's popped up in the air. Skying into center field. Tracking it down is DeMel, the center fielder. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. 2 runs come across the plate on 2 hits. 1 error committed by the West Coast Kings. And 2 left stranded. So Ryan Severance at third base and Garrett Bardo at second base. We go to the 7th right after this. Medford leading in the rubber game 7-4 against the West Coast Kings. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We enter the 7th inning at Harry and David Field. New pitcher coming in for your Medford Rogues. Caden Casagrande takes over the reins from the starter CJ Recruiting. And this pitching change is brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. 6 innings on the hill for CJ Recruiting, the young man from Granite Bay, California. 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 errors, 1 walk, and a touchdown of punch-outs for CJ Recruiting. The young man from Eagle, Idaho, Caden Casagrande, goes to work. His mom and dad and siblings are in town. His brothers are at the game tonight. Caden Casagrande, a guy who has been a utility player for the Medford Rogues, has pitched a little, has hit a little, has caught a little in this 2025 campaign. I know that Caden's grandparents listening back home in Northern California. First batter Ken Casagrande sees is the center fielder Joey DeMello as that first pitch on the way to the righty. It's a breaking ball that finds the inside corner, 0-1. No balls and a strike to the center fielder Joey DeMello. 1 for 1 so far this evening with a walk and a hit by pitch. No balls and a strike. Hits that in the air, right center field. Charging in is Johnny Yalley on the run. Diving grab. Superman can't make the grab. Spider-Man cannot haul it in, I should say. And DeMello reaches on a single to lead off the frame. And this is the inning where the Rogues struggled last night.
Shortstop Dario Freschi.
So Dario Freschi goes to work now. 1 for 3 so far. Johnny Yalley trying to have a Superman, Spider-Man kind of play in the outfield. But Dario Freschi going to work now. Definitely know the Rogues are thinking of turning two. Travis Finney and Ryan Severance probably scheming already. Right against left. And the first pitch home to Dario Freschi from Caden Casagrande is delivered. 1-0, fastball, lasers in on the outside corner, strike one. No balls and a strike to the shortstop of Dario Freschi. 2 hits before coming into tonight's game. Has an RBI single, 3 hits in the series. Trying to provide some offense once again. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. 0-1, breaking ball, bends in for a strike on that inside corner, 0-2. And Caden Casagrande is ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Garrett Bardo holding the runner at first base. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 0-2, fastball, misses upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 7-4 is our score. We are in the 7th inning. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. Infield starting to shift a little bit to the right. Travis Finney way off the bag at second base. Garrett Bardo holding the runner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch home from the righty. 1-2, fastball misses down in, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dario Freschi. Caden Casagrande this season earned run average of 7.62, 7 appearances, 2 starts, 13 innings on the hill. Stars and stripes blowing in softly on this Thursday evening. 2-2 on the way, grounded foul down that first base side out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're just now joining us on the Rogue Streaming Network, Kings answered with 1 run in the first, 3 runs in the second. Since then, big goose eggs. Scoreless inning in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and in the 6th. 2-2 delivery, breaking ball, swings at it. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. You think about how this game has gone on so far. Effective pitching from the starter of CJ Accruti, the young man from Granite Bay, California. 7 Ks on the evening. Now Caden Casagrande looking to record the first out, trying to turn 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Casagrande sets, and the 2-2 delivery. 2-2 hits it in the air, flares it out the left field, tracking it out as Mason Perot. That ball's going to drop down to the right of him, mishandles it. That ball's going to scoot into the corner. Rounding third, racing towards home is DeMello. DeMello's going to try to score standing up. He's going to get there in time. The throw over to third base is not going to be there. Dario Freschi reaches on an RBI triple and makes it a 2-run lead for your Medford Rogues. And the West Coast Kings not going away quietly in the rubber game. All with 1 out, all with no outs in the frame, I should say. A.J. Martinez stands in. And this has been a tough one so far. And this has been the Achilles heel inning for your Medford Rogues, so to speak. Martinez, 1 for 2 so far this evening, reached on an error in his first AB. First offering on the way, breaking ball, bends in for a strike on that upper third, strike 1. Martinez from Cuesta College has had his moment so far in this series. Martinez reached on a fielder's choice, 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 with the off speed. And Caden Casagrande, the righty, had no balls and 2 strikes. Dario Freschi at third base. 0-2 pitch, curveball, swung on and missed, strike 3. First K for Caden Casagrande this evening. 1 out and 1 on in the frame. Good pitching there by Caden Casagrande. Now Vince Vanderwall goes to work now. 1 out and 1 on. 1 for 3 so far this evening. Left-handed batter Vince Vanderwall goes to work. First offering on the way. Fastball. Fists in the air down that third base side. Strike one. And talking of Caden Casagrande, his brothers and him golfed yesterday. And Caden Casagrande's middle brother beat Caden and his younger brother. 0-1 pitch on the way. That's a swing and a miss. Strike two. So the middle brother beat everybody in golf. Now the infield's starting to close in now for you Medford Rogues. Got to play a little bit of golf earlier today. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strike three. Great pitch there by Caden Casagrande. Back-to-back Ks. And Vanderwall's down on strikes.
Now batting catcher Jake Lyall.
So Jake Lyall goes to work now. Giving up an RBI triple off the bat of Dario Freschi. Caden Casagrande has responded with not one but 2 Ks. A chance to strike out the side. And the first offering home, breaking ball, misses up and in, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to Jake Lyall. Jake Lyall, one of the most prolific hitters, the young man from LMU out of the West Coast Conference. Going into the night with 3 hits in the series, currently 0 for 3 so far. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, breaking ball misses inside ball 2. Caden Casagrande has answered the call. The utility guy for your Medford Rogues has had his moment so far this season as Cott has been at third base. Behind two balls and no strikes. Breaking ball finds the outside third, strike one. Good pitch there by Caden Casagrande. And you think about how this game has gone on so far. Throwing strikes and being ahead in counts, and also, quoting head coach Kevin Olmstead, throwing with conviction. 2-1 on the way. Fastball misses outside to ball 3. 3-1 to the righty of Jake Lyall as Peyton Richards waits on deck. Pitching with conviction. That should be on a t-shirt for head coach Kevin Olmstead when he goes to Georgia in the next couple of weeks. 3 balls, 1 strike in the pitch. 3-1 breaking ball misses up and out for ball 4, and Jake Lyall coaxes a 2-out walk, putting runners at first and third. Runners on the corner, 7-5 Medford leading. West Coast Kings making this inning very uncomfortable. Trying to have a repeat of what happened last night. Medford had the wagon wheels fall off the wagon yesterday in this inning. Now Peyton Richards 0 for 3 so far this evening. Goes to work now for his 4th trip of the evening. Infield starting to shade to the right. Travis Finney on the grass. On that lip in right center. Dancing around a little bit, showing off the stirrups. Left-handed batter Peyton Richards goes to work now. The right fielder trying to keep this offense moving for the West Coast Kings. Dario Freschi at third base is that first pitch on the way. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the inside third, 0-1. And you like how Caden Casagrande has a good control of the mix of pitches, that off speed and also that fastball. Wind blowing softly into left field, no balls and a strike. And the pitch. 0-1 fastball. That's going to find the inside third, strike 2. And Caden Casagrande's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch home from Caden Casagrande. Delivery. Swing and a miss, and a hit Chris Bevan in the spot where every man does not want to be hit at. Chris Bevan he gets himself back up. And now Chris Bevan's going to walk it off. Now the athletic trainer for the Medford Rogues making sure Chris Bevan is okay. With this pause in the action, we are brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. And with this pause in the action, let's take a look at the Pacific Empire League scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Final in Healdsburg, Lincoln 5, Healdsburg 2. And Lincoln right now improves to 17-8. Healdsburg having a downward slide going into the final week of this regular season. So Healdsburg falls to 20-5 overall. Lincoln improves to 17-8 overall. So the thing is that the tiebreaker, if the Crabs get the sweep over the weekend against your Medford Rogues, that would be 17-8 if the season ended tonight, or the Lincoln Potters have 2 more games against the West Coast Kings at home. But Humboldt has the season series. Runner goes, fastball. That's going to be in the air, foul down that third base side, out of play. Still no balls and 2 strikes. That is the Out-of-Town scoreboard, brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Humboldt has the season series on Lincoln, so if Medford takes 2 out of 3 or sweeps the Crabs, that would be very interesting. No balls, 2 strikes. Jogging is Lyall. The throw is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. The throw over to first base, and the throw is going to be in time for the 3rd out, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left stranded. It's Dario Frisky at third base and Jake Lyall left on at first base. We head to the home half of inning number 7. A chance to stretch one last time at home in this 2025 campaign. Listen to the crowd sing this one at Harry and David Field. A perfect evening for baseball. 7-5 Medford out in front. One last time at Harry and David Field in this 2025 season. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
Or college. Know your role.
You can be a player,
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
they have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Isaac Hill leads off the home half of inning number 7 for your Medford Rogues. 7-5 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. First offering on the way from Kyler Renzo. It's a fastball and misses upstairs, ball 1. 7-8-9 due up for your Medford Rogues of Isaac Hill, followed by Mason Perello and Travis Finney. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues baseball. Kyler Renzo, the 4th pitcher used so far by the West Coast Kings. Curveball, that's going to be lined right to the shortstop of Freshie. And Isaac Hill lines out for the first out of the frame. 1 out, the base is empty. Mason Perello goes to work now. 1 for 3 so far this evening. Lone triple in that 3rd inning. Flew out in the 1st and in the 5th. Medford trying to build some insurance in this final home game of this 2025 campaign. 7-5, Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. First offering on the way from Kyler Renzo's a off-speed pitch that almost takes the head off of Mason Perello, ball 1. 3 Rogues batters have been hit by the pitch. Ryan Severns, Johnny Alley, and the guy who's waiting on deck, Travis Finney. 1 ball and no strikes to Mason Perello. Curveball misses up and in, ball 2. Mason, the young man who grew up in the state of Washington, going to Washington State in the fall. You know his mom and dad listening right now. 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball hits it in the air, foul down that first base set out of play, strike 1. Mason Perello's parents, guys that his mom and dad went to school at Washington State. Mom and dad bleed crimson. Mason Perello's going to be bleeding crimson in September. 2 balls and a strike. Hits that in the air, down that first base side, and it is going to go out of play. Still, that's going to be strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Mason Perillo's had a great time in the Rogue Valley and learning. That's the big thing. He's a high school senior guy that just graduated a couple months ago. The guy's in the starting lineup for your Medford Rogues most days of the week. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, fouls it off down that first base side to keep the at-bat going. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are in the home 7th at Harry and David Field, and you think about all the memories we've had so far this season. It's been a good time in the Rogue Valley, time in and time out. That's going to be a ground. That's going to be lined into left field, tracking it down to the left fielder of Wilford. And Wilford makes the grab for out number 2. Perillo flies out for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down. Travis Finney stands in with the bases empty. 7-5. Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Medford trying to keep this offense moving. And right now, Medford has had its moments so far this evening. Trying to find that Achilles heel in the reliever of Kai Lorenzo. Travis Finney, a guy who was hit by a pitch in his last AB. He's 2 for 2 so far this evening. He might be a candidate for player of the game. First offer on the way, ground ball pulled to the left side, picking it up as Fresky, and he can't make the play. Travis Finney gets aboard with a single of 2 outs in the frame to continue the inning. His 3rd hit of the night. A double and a pair of singles already for Travis Finney, the young man from Melbourne, Australia.
From Washington State University, Trevor Smith.
1 on, 2 outs. Trevor Smith stands in for his 5th at bat of the evening. Young man, 2 hits already on the season, on this evening, I should say. Singled and scored in the first, singled and scored in the 6th, sack bunt in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. Ball escapes away from the catcher of Lyall. Travis Finney still second base, wanted to steal third base, but he's just going to stay there. Good job by Travis Finney to realize Lyall mishandling the ball. That's going to put Travis Finney over at second base. Now you think about how this team has been playing so far. Medford has had its moments so far tonight. Trying to put some insurance. It's been a very fun evening in the Rogue Valley offensively. A refreshing sight to see this Rogue squad find ways to strike with the irons hot. Now, Trevor Smith trying to strike with the irons hot. A pair of singles already tonight. Ahead 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, 1-0. That's popped up in the air. Tracking it down is the third baseman to Martinez. Lyall throws the mask away. The catcher trying to track it down. He mishandles it. The ball escapes away from the catcher of Lyall, and that's an error. The lights are playing tricks on everybody. Garrett Bardo had a ball in foul territory on that first base side, and he mishandled the ball. And Lyall, the catcher for the West Coast Kings, mishandles the ball as well on a simple pop-up. But with the lights and how the sun's already set, playing camouflage and playing tricks on everybody. Counts even 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Trying to get aboard for his 3rd hit of the evening. Travis Finney at second base, medium sides lead. 1-1 on the way. That's hit in the air. Center field tracking it down is DeMello. DeMello, the center fielder, tracking it down, makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, 1 error committed by the West Coast Kings, and 1 left stranded. It's Travis Finney left on at second base. We head to the 8th inning right after this. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. We're going to keep our crowd mic on right now.
All right, and now, Dave, I will let you tell everybody what's happening down on the field.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. We're going to need you guys down here, too. I need to appreciate some people. First and foremost, I really need to thank Jack Boone, our big 6-year-old singer. Everybody give him a round of applause. He truly is the star out here. I'm definitely missing some people. Here they come, here they come. So I want to let you guys know a couple of stats. I'm a big stats guy. But first, I really need to recognize some of the big players out here. Our general manager, Jeff Weiss, does an incredible job. Jeff's hiding over here. You'll notice him with the cowboy hat. He makes my job super easy. I can't do it without Jeff. I have Tim Stainbrook. Here he is. Oh, you did make it down here, Tim. Tim runs the kitchen. Tim's the kitchen side down there. Now, one thing to point out, our kitchen did 42,000 items out of the kitchen this year. Good job, team. Really good job. I have Megan. Megan, make it here. Megan. Everyone knows Megan is the queen down here. She's the beer side over there. You guys must be some alcoholics because we did 18,000 beers this year. I have Brandy, who runs the merchandise, I think maybe 2 or 3 years now. Very important to our team. There's one not here. Her name is Tracy. Tracy came over from the Humboldt Crabs. Don't hold that against her. But she's not here with us tonight. She was very instrumental. She was 13 years with the Crabs and then came over to help us and taught Jeff and I a ton of stuff. So thank you, Tracy. Last on this particular list, I have Sam. Sam right here with the beard. You guys may not know this. We have some major internet issues and point of sale issues and all those things, and I'm not good at those things. He's got to fix my phone later because I can't figure it out. Sam fixed all those things for us this year. Thank you, Sam. Now what I need is everybody who worked on the food side of things. Step forward, wave, bow, do everything. Again, 42,000 items out of that small kitchen. Everybody on the beer side, please step forward. We have the best. Now, one quick thing I want to point out, and then I know we got to get the game going here, but this year's attendance average was 903. Now, 903 top 90 in the country out of 650 teams that do this. What I'm most proud about our organization donated $25,000 to local nonprofits. That's one of my biggest things. I know one thing that we can't do without this group, Jeff. Dylan Finelli. Oh, yeah, we got Dancing Dylan out here now. YMCA Dancing Dylan. I know one thing that we can't do without this group. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Can't do it without you. My upstairs group, that's who I'm forgetting. Oh, yeah, here they are. Brian Welch, the voice of the Rogues on the broadcast. The players love him. They want him to take his shirt off. Don't do it, Brian. BG Gould should be down here. There's Beach. Our online stats done by Sarah. Sarah's around here. There's Sarah. Sometimes that scoreboard's right. That's Jeremy back here. The music is top-notch here, I think, right? The music's killer every night. That's Larry right here. And lastly, I don't see him, I think, but the man on the microphone upstairs, Greg Roberts. Give Greg a big round. All right, everybody, 7-5 game, go Rogue. Now get back to work, y'all.
leading off the top of the 8th inning for the West Coast Kings.
We head to the top half of inning number 8. Brian Wunsch back with you. Ben O'Rourke leads off the frame, followed by Andrew Whitford. I just ran from the field up to the press box. First off on the way, fastball misses outside, ball 1. Let me catch my breath a little bit. One 0 pitch, misses inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty of Ben O'Rourke. 0 for 1 so far this evening. 2-0 pitch, fastball, locates on the outside third, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Ben O'Rourke. Struck out back in the 6th. 7-5 Medford out in front. Pitch misses up and in for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Ben O'Rourke as Andrew Wilford waits on deck. Perfect evening for baseball. And a 3-1 pitch. Fastball right down the outside corner, strike 2. The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of fun being honored on the field. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, lines right. That's going to escape away into left center. And O'Rourke gets aboard of a leadoff single to begin the frame. It does not take one person, but it takes a village. It's been a lot of fun being a part of this Rogues family for the first season. 7-5 Medford out in front. Andrew Wilford goes to work now. 1 for 1 so far this evening. Singled in the 6th. Casagrande sets and the first pitch. Fastball elevated, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty with 1 on. We are in the 8th inning. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball right down the boulevard, strike 1. Good location there by Caden Casagrande. 3 strikeouts so far, has only given up 3 hits in his time on the hill. Infield playing deep, Garibaldo holding the runner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Instead, time's taken by Chris Bevan. Count still 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Casagrande sets in the pitch. 1-1. Fastball misses downstairs. 2-1. Garibaldo holding the runner at first base. That is Ben O'Rourke. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. 2-1. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 2. Count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caden Casagrande trying to go with the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 delivery. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 3. Count fills 3 balls and 2 strikes. The righty of Andrew Wilford. Three balls, 2 strikes. Caden Casagrande sets, and the payoff. 3-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. 4 Ks for Caden Casagrande. 1 out and 1 on in the frame. Good pitching. We talked about using that fastball, and Caden Casagrande uses the fastball.
Second baseman Daniel Polasek.
So Daniel Polasek stands in now. 2 for 4 on the evening. Polasek got aboard of a single in the 4th, RBI single in the 2nd. Scored on that as well. Just a perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. First offering home. Fastball misses up and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Polasek. Polasek 5 hits in the series, looking for another hit. Now the infield starting to shade to the right. Garrett Bartle holding the runner. Ryan Severance close to the bag at second base. Travis Finney on the grass, on the dirt rather. And right center, 1-0 pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. Strike one to the lefty. Polasek. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ones are wild. Casagrande sets. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caden gets ready. And the 1-1 delivery. Fastball misses high and tight, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty of Polasek. Polasek grounded out in the first. RBI single and scored in the second. Singled in the fourth. Caught stealing at second base. Flew out the left field in the sixth. 2 balls, 1 strike. Casagrande sets. And the 2-1 delivery. Breaking ball pours in for a strike on the outside corner, strike 2. And now the count's even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A big inning right now for Caden Casagrande as some geese fly overhead from left to right field. Garrett Bartle holding the runner at first base. O'Rourke at first, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch home from Casagrande. 2-2, breaking ball misses down and in for ball 3, and the count feels 3 balls and 2 strikes for the second straight batter. It's a big at-bat right now for you Medford Rogues. You can definitely tell this team wants to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Counts full, 3-2. Casagrande sets, and the payoff pitch home. 3-2, ground ball pulled to the right side. Travis Finney's going to scoop it up for 1, throws it over Severance for 1, gets him out at second base, so a fielder's choice off the bat of Polasek. Makes it 2 outs and 1 on in the inning as Joey DeMello goes to work now. 7-5, Medford leading.
Now batting center fielder Joey DeMello.
Joey DeMello stands in. Joey DeMello so far this evening 2 for 2 so far tonight with a walk and a hit by pitch. Singled in the 4th, singled and scored in the 7th. We are in the 8th inning. Garrett Bartle holding the runner. Polasek at first base. And the first pitch home. Fastball lasers in on the inside, 3rd, strike 1. Beautiful location there by Caden Casagrande. 2-run lead for you Medford Rogues. Oh, 1 runner goes, a throw over to second base, and the throw's going to get away into center field. And Polasek's going to get to second base, and he'll just stay there. So a stolen base makes it only 180 feet away from scoring for the West Coast Kings. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty. Casagrande stares down Joey DeMello. 2 hits so far this evening. Runner at second base. That is Daniel Polasek. DeMello climbs back to the box once again. Wind blowing softly into the ballpark on this Thursday evening. Casagrande sets. DeMello at first base, as Polasek at second base. 1-1. That's tapped in the air. Center field charging in is Trevor Smith on the run, and he's going to make the grab for out number 3. And the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Daniel Polasek left on at second base. We head to the home half of inning number 8 right after this. 7-5, Medford out in front. Chris Ortiz, Ryan Severance, and Garrett Bardo do up. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
high school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
New pitcher for the West Coast Kings. New pitcher is Matt Goebel in relief of Kyle Lorenzo, and this pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 1070 Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. 2, 3, and 4 due up for you, Medford Rogues of Chris Ortiz, followed by Ryan Severance and Garrett Bardo. Kyle Lorenzo finishes with 1 1/3 innings pitched on the hill. Actually, my apologies, 1 2/3 innings pitched on the hill tonight. Gives up 1 hit, no runs, no errors, no strikeouts, no walks or strikeouts. So Chris Ortiz goes to work now. 0 for 4 so far this evening. Has a pair of RBIs to his name in the 2nd and in the 6th. First offering on the way to the righty of Chris Ortiz. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. And Goebel, young man from UCLA, on the hill pitching. 2-run lead for your Medford Rogues. We are in the home half of the 8th. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris Ortiz struck out in the 1st. RBI grounded out in the 2nd. Flew out the center field in the 4th. Sac fly in the 6th. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch home. 2-0, line drive into left field. That's going to drop down for a hit. And Chris Ortiz gets aboard of a leadoff single with his mom, dad, and sister in attendance. Chris Ortiz gets aboard of a leadoff single to begin the frame. 1 on, no outs. Ryan Severance stands in now. Medford trying to keep this offense moving. 7-5 is our score in the home half of the 8th. 3 runs in the 1st, 1 run in the 2nd and the 3rd, 2 runs in the 6th. That's been the offense so far for your Medford Rogues. 7 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. Righty of Goebel sets. And the first pitch on the way. Strike that finds the inside corner, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Ryan Severance. Severance tonight 1 for 3 so far. Struck out in the 1st, doubled in the 2nd. Flew out the center field in the 4th. Righty of Goebel sets. And the strike 1 pitch. Ryan Severance squares for a bunt down that third base side. Beautiful bunt. Picking it up as Martinez, and the throw is not going to get there. Ryan Severance using the small ball. 2 on, no outs. And that's what the Rogues need offensively. A single and a bunt single. Brings up Garrett Bardo now. 2 on, no outs. 7-5 Medford leading home half of the 8th. And this is an offense that's trying to keep its motion, trying to keep the momentum going. And you like how this team's playing right now. Now head coach Kevin Olmstead calls everybody in and see what the conversation's going to be. And there is going to be a conversation on the hill with Kyle Gross, I should say. And the pitcher of Goebel. This pause in the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of local sports and your Rogues. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. That's brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. One other game going on. Final in Healdsburg, Lincoln 5, Healdsburg 2. Lincoln improves to 17-8 overall in the season. Healdsburg drops to 20-5. Somehow Lincoln takes the series. They look for the sweep tomorrow.
Well, I was just informed of 2 things. Number 1, Coors Light has been brought into the ballpark, and
now Kyle Norton's going to go to work now, replacing Garrett Barlow. Garrett Barlow tonight finishes 1 for 2 of a hit by pitch and an error. So Kyle Norton's going to go to work now for his first AB, the young man from Sonora, California. stands in, the tall lefty trying to go to work now. 2 on, no outs, home half of the 8th inning. And the question is, how do you build some pad on this lead? Rogues only lead by 2. Can they find a way to extend this 2-run lead? 7-5 is our score in the Rogue Valley. Final home game of this 2025 campaign. And what a lot of fun we've seen so far this season, and tonight's been no different. First offering, instead, Gold will chase back the runner, Chris Ortiz at second base, Ortiz at first base, Ryan Severance at first base. Ortiz at second, Severance at first. Kyle Norton trying to keep this offense moving. Once again, 7-5 is our score. Wind blowing into the ballpark softly. First offering, gets a bunt. That's going to be skyrocketed foul, and it buzzes the tower. And a fan makes the grab on that third base side. How about that? No balls and a strike to Kyle Norton, the young man from Sonora, California. Kyle Norton averaging .254 at the dish. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Scores for another bunt. The first baseman of Vanderwall on the grass at first base. 1 ball and 1 strike. Severance at first base, Ortiz at second. 1 ball and 1 strike, trying to lay down the perfect bunt like Severance did earlier. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ortiz dancing around at second base. That makes Goble step off the rubber. And you think about how this game has gone on so far. It's been the small ball, it's been the timely hitting, it's been the walks, the hit by pitches. It's been a lot of fun to watch. One ball, 1 strike. Goble sets and the pitch. 1-1 gets a bunt down that third base side. Charge it in as Martinez at third. The throw over to first base. And the throw is going to be in time, says the first base umpire Kevin Rice. So Kyle Norton gets everybody across, gets runners over to runs, or Ortiz and Severance over to second and third base on that sack bunt. Now Johnny Alley goes to work now. Prime territory for a chance to have a sac fly to extend the lead. 7-5 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Runners at second and third. And his offense right now finding ways to strike with the irons hot. 7 runs on 13 hits this evening. Infield closed in for the West Coast Kings. And the first offer at home. Fastball slices in the air. That ball is going to trail foul into the bullpen of the Medford Rogues. Strike 1. Are we going to see Caden Casagrande pitch for a third inning? We shall see. Nobody active in that Medford Rogues bullpen. 1 out. Infield closed in for the West Coast Kings. Wind blowing softly into the ballpark in left field. Ortiz at third base. Severance at second base. Beautiful evening for baseball. Trying to extend the lead is Johnny Alley. No balls, 1 strike. Infield closed in. Goble sets and the strike 1 pitch. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 1. 1's a wall to the lefty of Johnny Alley. The lefty of Johnny Alley tonight, hit by a pitch and a trio of flyouts. 2 times the left field. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1 fouls it off down behind the plate. Strike 2. Pre-game show tomorrow on the Rogue Streaming Network at 6:40 p.m. First pitch at 7 p.m. from the Arcata Ballpark. It's going to be a high of 63 with fog, and it's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. We'll keep it on the air for you. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. The 1-2 on the way. Slices it foul to that left side. And the moisture is going to be the big part of tomorrow's night's game. It's not the cold you usually expect, but it's a bone-chilling cold at the Arcata Ballpark. So wearing a sweatshirt is recommended if you are going to make the trek up to Arcata, or if you are in Medford down to Arcata. You might know that already, but just letting you know, a little bit chillier. I know somebody's going to be wearing shorts this weekend. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the pitch. 1-2, fastball misses outside of ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Johnny Alley. And I know that I could be wearing shorts, I should say, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to freeze. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Ortiz at third base. Ryan Severance at second base. Goble sets and the 2-2. Hits that in the air, and that's going to be popped foul out of play on that left field line. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Less than 2 outs. So you want to get runners across the plate. A sac fly maybe to the gap in left center. Think about that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Goebel, the young man from UCLA, trying to get Johnny Alley out. Ryan Severance at second base. Chris Ortiz at third base. And now time's taken. And now Lyle's going to have a conversation with Goebel, and this pause of the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Conversation concludes, and we go back to work once again. Johnny Alley at the dish. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Ortiz at third base. Ryan Severance at second base. Infield closed in for the West Coast Kings. Wind blowing softly into the ballpark. Medford trying to keep this offense moving. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Goebel delivers the 2-2. Fastball misses outside to ball 3. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me, there's no walks have been issued yet, but a lot of hit by pitches have happened so far. Johnny Alley was hit on the head earlier. 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside for ball 4. Johnny Alley loads the bases with a 1-out walk. And the bases are juiced in the rubber game of the series.
The designated hitter from Grants Pass and the University of Portland, Troy Osborne.
So the first walk issued by the pitching staff for the West Coast Kings brings in Troy Osborne. Wind blowing softly into left field. 7-5 Medford lead against the West Coast Kings. And a chance to make some noise offensively. Goebel sets. And the first offering home to Troy Osborne. Fastball almost hits him. Misses inside of ball 1. And this is what the Rogues have needed this week. A chance to rebound and a chance to have a big fight against the Crabs starting tomorrow night. A tough road trip in the Golden State, only going 1-5, 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Hits that in the air, and it's going to be fouled off to that right side. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Troy Osborne. Osborne tonight 1 for 4 so far. 2-run single in the first, popped out in the third, struck out in the 5th, flew out to center field in the 6th. Wind blowing into the ballpark. Ones are wild. Goebel sets. And the 1-1. Fastball gets away from the catcher of Lyle. Chris Ortiz is going to score, and he's going to slide across the plate, and the tag is going to be applied in time. Chris Ortiz goes over to the third base dugout now. So that is the second out of the frame. Severance and Alley advance to second and third base. 2 outs and 2 on in the frame. Chris Ortiz taking the opportunity, and the tag is applied in time. Now 2 balls and a strike now for Troy Osborne, trying to keep this offense moving. All with 2 outs. 7-5 is our score. 2 balls, 1 strike. Goebel sets. And the 2-1 delivery. Fastball escapes away from Lyall. Ryan Severance thought about trying to steal at the dish, but gets back over to the third base bag. Ball 3. Nobody active in that West Coast Kings pen in the home half of the 8th. Troy Osborne ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Goebel sets. And the 3-1 delivery. Fastball misses down and out for ball 4. Troy Osborne works a 2-out walk, putting runners at all the places now. Back-to-back walks issued by reliever Goebel. Now Isaac Hill goes to work now. 2 outs, bases loaded. 7-5 Medford lead against the West Coast Kings. Big opportunity now for the Medford Rogues to keep this offense moving. Only a 2-run lead, trying to multiply that in the rubber game of this 3-game series. A huge opportunity for Isaac Hill, a guy who has not 1 but 2 hits, 2 for 4 so far. Now the Rogues' chants are happening at Harry and David. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the third baseman of Isaac Hill. Got aboard with an RBI in the first. Flew out the left field in the third. Singled in the 5th. Lined out the shortstop of Frenchie in the 7th inning. 1-0. Fastball cued to the screen, strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Isaac Hill. Rogues fans are in this one on this Thursday evening. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Severns at third base, Alley at second, Osborne at first. 1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch. 1-1, he's hit by the pitch, and Isaac Hill throws the bat in anger, and he's going to go take his base at first base. Everybody moves around the globe 90 feet, and Isaac Hill takes his base. That drives in a run. So a walk, and a hit by pitch and an RBI for Isaac Hill brings up Mason Perillo. 8-5, Medford out in front. Bases are still juiced. Bottom of 8. Now the flag not blowing as much. Only had 1 grand slam so far this season. Aiden Horsley made it happen. First offering on the way. Fastball misses outside to ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Mason Perillo. Mason Perillo 1 for 4 so far this evening. Tripled and scored in the third. Flew out to second base in the first. Flew out to center field in the 5th. Flew out to left field in the 7th. 1 ball, no strikes. Perillo trying to keep this offense moving. The 1-0. Fastball, pass ball gets away from Lyle. Johnny Alley's going to scamper across the plate. And a pass ball drives in another run. 9-5, Medford leading. 2 balls and no strikes to Mason Perillo. Johnny Alley scores. Osborne advances from second to third. Isaac Hill advances from first to second. And a big opportunity now for Medford, trying to keep this offense moving. Runners at second and third. Mason Perillo trying to load the bases once again, trying to have that big inning we've been talking about all evening long. 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball misses down and out, ball 3. The count is in favor of Mason Perillo, a guy who grew up rooting for the Cougars of Washington State. He's going to be a Cougar in the fall. Mom and Dad they bleed crimson on the Palouse. 3 balls, no strikes. Osborne at third base, Hill at second base. 3-0 pitch, fastball lasers in on the inside corner, strike 1. And Mason Perillo is a guy that's grown up in the Rogue Valley, a guy who was a high school senior, has been a starter in most of the games every week. 3 balls, 1 strike. Goal sets, and the 3-1. Fastball elevated for ball 4. Mason Perillo works another walk in the inning. It's the 3rd walk issued, and now the head coach, Kyle Gross, goes out, and he'll have a conversation with Goebel. 9-5 is our score. Bases loaded. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. And a new pitcher's coming in. We'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 9-5 Medford leading Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Everybody's dancing around in the Rogue Valley. YMCA, the dance master himself, Dylan Finelli, having a clinic on that third base side. New pitcher coming in for the West Coast Kings, Dylan Hofferson, in relief of Matt Goebel, and his pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. How about this?
The dance master, Dylan Finelli, everybody.
Dylan Finelli getting a standing ovation at Harry and David Field.
The second baseman from Melbourne, Australia, and South Dakota State University, Travis Finney.
Now Travis Finney goes to work now. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Troy Osborne at third base. Isaac Hill at second base. Mason Pearl at first base. First pitch on the way. Registers for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Finney tonight, 3 hits, pair of singles and a double. Trying to keep this offense moving. Osborne at third, Hill at second base, Perillo at first base. Strike one pitch. And he's hit by the pitch. And he is hit by the pitch. That's going to drive in a run. And now the West Coast Kings are not happy about that call. Now Kyle Gross is going to have a conversation with Chris Bevan. Head coach Kevin Olmstead waits. And now the umpires are called in for this one. A little bit of craziness for you for the final home game of this 2025 campaign. This pause the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. 2 outs and the bases loaded. 10, and you're going to say that he was hit by the pitch, so Travis Finney stays over at first base. So a run scores, third run scored in this inning. And it's the same score would have what happened last night in game 2 of the series. Now Trevor Smith goes to work now. 2 hits on the evening. His 6th at bat as the table setter for you Medford Rogues. 2 outs and the bases juiced. 10-5 Medford leading. And Medford trying to keep the pedal to the metal. The left-handed batter goes to work. First pitch on the way is a fastball that lasers in on the outside corner. Strike 1. Smith singled and scored in the first. Singled and scored in the 6th. Struck out in the 3rd. Sack bunt in the 2nd. Flew out the center field in the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Trevor Smith. You think about how this game has gone on so far. You have to find ways to keep this offense moving. The West Coast Kings have trying to slow down the avalanche of offense. 0-2 on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Trevor Smith strikes out to close out the frame. But the Rogues get not 1, not 2, but they get 3 runs across the plate. It's a 10-5 lead for you Medford Rogues as we head to the 9th inning. Right after this is Caden Casagrande going to make his 3rd inning on the hill. And he's going to be walking out. We'll talk about that when we come right back after this. 10-5, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. A chance to win the series is on the line. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
high school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Last call for the West Coast Kings as we head to the 9th inning at Harry and David Field. My name is Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues baseball. Caden Casagrande begins his 3rd inning on the hill in relief. The first batter he's going to face is Dario Freschi. First pitch on the way is a fastball and misses up and out. Ball 1. Freschi followed by Martinez and at Vanderwall. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the West Coast Kings. 5 runs on 10 hits and 3 errors. The 1-0 on the way. Breaking ball finds that outside corner. Strike 1, 1-1. Dario Freschi. Freschi so far tonight 2 for 4. RBI single in the 2nd. RBI triple in the 7th. 1-1 pitch misses just outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Lefty of Freschi. 4 hits in the series so far. 2 balls, 1 strike. Caden Casagrande delivers. 2-1 on the way. Fastball misses up and out. Ball 3. Game 1 of 3 tomorrow night at the Arcata Ballpark. Game 1 between the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues. Medford trying to take the series. Infield starting to shade to the right. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball swing and a miss. Strike 2. That fastball has been working well for Caden Casagrande. His mom and dad and his 2 other brothers are in attendance tonight in the Rogue Valley. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 3-2 knuckled in the air, and that's going to go out of play. Goes to the left of us. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dario Freschi. Freschi out of St. Mary's trying to keep this offense moving for the West Coast Kings. 1 run in the first, 3 runs in the second, 1 run in the 7th. Huge opportunity. And it's going to be a walk. Freschi gets aboard of a leadoff walk to begin the frame. 1 on, no outs. A.J. Martinez stands in now for his 5th at-bat of the evening. 1 for 3 so far this evening, trying to keep the offense moving. 5-run lead for you, Medford Rogues. 10-5 is our score. And you like how this team's been playing so far tonight. You got to find ways to slow down this offense. Kyle Norton replacing Garrett Bardo at first base. First offering home from Caden Casagrande. First pitch on the way. It's a fastball that lasers in on the inside corner. Strike 1. Martinez, the young man from Cuesta College, RBI double in the 2nd, popped out in the 5th, struck out in the 7th. Was the first strikeout victim for Caden Casagrande. Strike 1 pitch. Fastball right down the boulevard, strike 2. And now Caden Casagrande is ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Martinez trying to keep this inning going. No outs and 1 on. Kyle Norton holding the runner at first base, replacing Garrett Bardo. No balls, 2 strikes. Curveball popped up in the air, and that's going to go by the net. So it's still no balls and 2 strikes. And you like how this team's been playing so far. A team effort tonight. Not just one player, but has been everybody. On the offense, on the defense. 0-2 again from Caden Casagrande. 0-2 pitch. Curveball misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody active in the Rogues bullpen. Trying to close out the home portion of this 2025 season with a W. Casagrande still ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. 1-2, ground ball, chopper to the left side, tracking it down. He's going to be Isaac Hill, toss it over 1. Travis Finney trying to get over to first base, and he's going to be out. So Freschi is out at second base on the force out. Martinez gets aboard on the fielder's choice. 1 out and 1 on in the frame. 1 gone, 2 to go in the game. 10-5 Medford. Vance Vanderwall goes to work now. Big opportunity now for your Medford Rogues to keep the West Coast Kings off the board. They have done that. Kept them off the board in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. First one, fastball, misses up and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Vince Vanderwall. Singled in the 1st, ground out to the second baseman of Travis Finney in the 2nd, popped out. Fly out to center fielder to Trevor Smith, struck out, courtesy of Caden Casagrande in the 7th. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball outside of ball 2. 2-0 to the lefty of Vince Vanderwall from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Jake Lyall waits on deck. And Lyall is not in the normal on-deck circle. He's looking at the pitches of Caden Casagrande. Only time I've ever seen that happen was in Nevada 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball lasers in on the outside corner, strike 1. The Wolfpack have a habit of doing that in Fresno. They don't stand the on-deck circle, but they stand a little bit closer to see the pitch selection of the pitcher. 2 balls and a strike. Good curveball. It bends in for a strike on the inside corner. 2-2 to the lefty of Vince Vanderwall. Big opportunity right now for your Rogues to keep this offense of the West Coast Kings off the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Casagrande sets. Long pause. And the 2-2 dealt. Breaking ball misses upstairs, ball 3, and the count fills 3 balls and 2 strikes. And this has been the pitch that Caden Casagrande has been faced with this whole entire evening, but he's handled the adversity so far throughout this Thursday evening. Infield playing deep. Kyle Norton holding the runner at first base. A.J. Martinez at first. 3-2. Fastball. That's strike 3 called on the bottom third. Another K for Caden Casagrande. Now the West Coast Kings are down to their final out. And now
fans, the Rogues are going to be executing a defensive change.
Monty Spence making an appearance.
From Phoenix, Oregon and Eastern Oregon University, number 13, Monty Spence.
So Monty Spence, the young man who grew up just down the road in Phoenix, Oregon, stands in. He's going to be over at first base replacing Kyle Norton.
Now batting
so
the
Monty
catcher,
Spence at first base. A.J. Martinez at first base. Jake Lyall goes to work now. Final hope for the West Coast Kings. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. 10-5 is our score. Runner goes, fastball. That's hit in the air, and that's going to go out of play on that first base side. Strike 1. Lyall this evening 0 for 3 so far. Struck out a pair of times in the first and in the fifth. Grounded out to the shortstop, Ryan Severance, in the third. Drew a walk in the 7th inning to keep the inning going. The left stranded at first base. Behind, no balls and a strike. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. Runner goes, fastball. That's hit in the air. Right field, tracking it down is Johnny Alley going back. That ball's going to go over his head. Rounding third, racing towards home is Martinez. And the relay throw's not going to get there in time. So an RBI double that drives in 1 off the bat of Jake Lyall. He finishes with 4 hits in the series. Now Peyton Richards goes to work now.
Now batting right fielder Peyton Richards.
So 10-6 is our score. Medford out in front. We are in the 9th inning. 2 outs and 1 on. So Jake Lyall finishes going 1 for 4 tonight. For walk. Now Peyton Richards goes to work now. 0 for 4 so far this evening. 4-run lead for your Medford Rogues. Looking to take the series all with 2 outs. And they're going to say a balk. So a balk's going to move Lyall over from second to third base. 2 outs and 1 on. 10-6 Medford leading. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, Peyton Richards. Ground out to second base of Travis Finney in the second. Ground out to the first baseman Garrett Bardo in the third. Ground out to Travis Finney in the 6th. Struck out in the 7th. That 1-0 pitch misses outside of ball 2. Ben O'Rourke waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Wind blowing not much. 2-0. Fastball swing and a miss. Big hack there by Richards. 2 balls and a strike. This team has faced the trials and tribulations for the last couple of weeks in Pacific Empire League action. They are not in playoff contention. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And the West Coast Kings are down to their final strike. A chance to win the rubber game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch, 2-2. Did he swing at it? Yes, he did. He went around on it. Medford takes the series 10-6 in the final home game of this 2025 campaign. Your Medford Rogues are 29-20 overall in the season, 7-14 in Pacific Empire League action. West Coast Kings fall to 15-20 overall, 7-16 overall in the Pacific Empire League action. 10 runs, 13 hits, and 3 errors for your Medford Rogues. 6 runs, 11 hits, and 3 errors for the West Coast Kings. We'll wrap this one up for you from the Rogue Valley. The final game at home in this 2025 campaign is a W, a 10-6 victory to secure the rubber game, and they secure the series victory. Your Medford Rogues go into Arcata with a W, 29-20 overall in the season, 7-14 in Pacific Empire League action. We'll be right back after this. More of the Rogues Streaming Network, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogues Streaming Network. We're going to keep it right here. A round of applause from the players at Harry and David Field. A tip of the cap from every player. Now we'll throw it to commercial break. 10-6 Medford takes the series against the West Coast Kings. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
Or college. Know your role.
you can be a player,
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me.
That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to.
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
It is a win to close out this 2025 home portion of this season for your Medford Rogues. They take the series against the West Coast Kings 10-6 at Harry and David Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian. Welcome to the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Thursday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. A great win to close out the home portion of the season. Your Medford Rogues 29-20 overall, 7-14 in Pacific Empire League action. And your Medford Rogues go on the road starting tomorrow night for the final 3 games of the regular season. But it was a team victory tonight, a 10-6 victory against the West Coast Kings. Take a look at how it happened defensively. C.J. Recruity, 6 innings on the hill, 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk issued. Only gave up 4 runs and 7 hits. The young man from Granite Bay, California, looking really strong on the hill tonight in his final start in a Medford Rogues uniform this season. And then Caden Casagrande, how about this? The young man from Eagle, Idaho, not 1, but 5 punch-outs. Started off in the 7th inning, 8th inning, and the 9th inning to close it out. And only 2 pitchers used. That's a good sign for your Medford Rogues defensively, and also with the pitching staff heading into Humboldt. With less arms used tonight, that's going to be more weapons for the Rogues to use tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. As only 2 pitchers used tonight, C.J. Recruity and Caden Casagrande. Only 2 pitchers used for you Medford Rogues tonight. Take a look at the offensive stats for you. Trevor Smith had 2 singles in the 1st and in the 6th inning. Flew out in the 7th, struck out in the 8th, struck out in the 3rd as well. Sack bunt in the 2nd. Chris Ortiz tonight got aboard with a single in his last AB in the 8th. Ryan Severns got aboard with not 1 but 2 hits, a double in the 2nd inning and a single in the 8th inning. That was the deciding factor, kind of similar to what we saw last night for the West Coast Kings. The Rogues reversed the script, and they do it to the Kings in the home half inning number 8 tonight. A huge inning. Not 1 but 3 runs across the plate, and that was the deciding factor. Kyle Norton and Garrett Bartlett occupied the 4th spot. Garrett Bartlett reached on an error in the 1st, hit by a pitch in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th, doubled in the 6th, sacked bunt off the bat of Kyle Norton that brought runners to 2nd and 3rd. Then Johnny Alley came in, hit by a pitch in the 1st. He scored, flew out the left field in the 2nd, flew out the 2nd base in the 5th, flew out the left field in the 6th, worked a walk, and scored in the 8th. Troy Osborne, 2 hits in the series, had a 2-run RBI single that drove in 2 in the 1st, popped out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, flew out the center field in the 6th, walked, and scored in the 8th. Isaac Hill, guy who had not 1 but 2 hits on the night, RBI in the 1st, flew out the left field in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, lined out in the 7th, hit by pitch in the 8th. Mason Perella tonight, big triple in his 2nd AB in the 3rd inning. He scored, flew out to center field and into left field in the 5th and the 7th, threw a walk in the 8th as well. And Travis Finney, young man, 3 hits on the night, a double and a pair of singles. He got aboard as well with him hitting the ball well. Travis Finney is our offensive player of the game. With his dad watching on in the Rogue Valley, Travis Finney, a double, an RBI single, and another single for your Medford Rogues. Offensively, Travis Finney is going to be a big part of that game tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the first pitch pregame show at 6:40 at the Arcata Ballpark. Now for our defensive player of the game. And how about this guy? A young man from Granite Bay, California, C.J. Recruity. 6 innings on the hill, not one, but a touchdown of strikeouts for him. C.J. Recruity is going to be going to Harding University in the fall, and he's going to be a very good pitcher for Harding University come into the spring. And watch out for C.J. Recruity. C.J. Recruity had one of the best summers in the Medford Rogues uniform going into tonight. C.J. Recruity only an average of 5.72 on the season and 28 in the 3rd innings pitch going into tonight. And C.J. Recruity is our defensive player of the game. So C.J. Recruity is our defensive player of the game, and Travis Finney is our offensive player of the game. And it is the final home game of this 2025 campaign. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and also take a look at the standings. That is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes. Right now in the league, it's only one other game going on at the moment. 5-2, Lincoln takes down Healdsburg at Rec Park. Lincoln takes the series against the Healdsburg Prune Packers, looking for the sweep tomorrow night. We'll talk about that on the Rogue Streaming Network from the Arcata Ballpark. And we take a look at the standings. That is also brought to you by Holt Homes. Healdsburg drops to 20-5. They are still in first place. Lincoln improves to 17-8 overall on the season. Humboldt was idle today. They are 14-8. Your Medford Rogues are in fourth place with a record of 7-15. West Coast Kings 7-16, and the Solano Mudcats 5-19. They are in the basement of the Pacific Empire League. But a great win tonight and a team effort win for your Medford Rogues. Medford going on the road tomorrow night, and it's going to be a 7 p.m. first pitch pregame show at 6:40 on the Rogue Streaming Network from the Arcata Ballpark. It's the Humboldt Crabs and your Medford Rogues squaring off. Can Medford play spoilers in the final weekend of the regular season? We shall see. As the standings, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but we talked about that. If Lincoln keeps winning, they take on this West Coast Kings squad this weekend at McBean Stadium. Humboldt takes on Medford, so a couple of games that could decide the fate of the postseason. Healdsburg is still locked into the first spot, but we shall see what's going to happen with that. But a very fun time at Harry and David Field this season, and a lot of fun bringing you the action. Don't worry, I'll be with you tomorrow night and Saturday and also on Sunday afternoon from the Arcata Ballpark. But it's been a lot of fun being the voice of the Medford Rogues in my first season, being in the Rogue Valley and being able to interact with all you guys on social media, interact with you in person. The high fives, the thank you for what you do, and you do a great job, mean a lot to me. I know we're going to be saying the thank yous and all that on Sunday, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody that makes it happen at Harry and David Field. For Greg Roberts, BG Gould here in the press box, Larry, Jeremy, everybody that makes it happen here in the press box. It's been a lot of fun working with everybody. Our social media director, Kayla, also Julia, who works on the on-field promotions, as well as Jake, Tracy, who was here in the earlier part of the season. We're going to get to see Tracy tomorrow, but it takes a village to do this, and it's been a lot of fun being a part of this village at Harry and David Field. It's a 10-6 victory for your Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings to secure the series. Tomorrow night, a 6:40 pregame show from the Redwood Curtain at the Arcata Ballpark. First pitch at 7 p.m. from Humboldt. Humboldt and your Medford Rogues squaring off for the first game of a 3-game series, second series of this 2025 campaign. So that'll be the next time I will speak with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. But the final game of this 2025 campaign at home is a victorious Medford Rogue squad, a 10-6 victory as they take the series away from the West Coast Kings. For everyone here has put this broadcast together, Brian Woad saying goodbye. Have a good evening. Repeating the final score from Harry and David Field one final time in this 2025 campaign. It's your Medford Rogues taking the series 10-6 against the West Coast Kings. We'll see you tomorrow in the Redwood Curtain at the Arcata Ballpark. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues baseball all season long on the Rogue Streaming Network. So long from Medford. We'll see you in Arcata. Thank you so much for watching. This is Medford Rogues baseball